that's how that's
Keep
how this
going.
hat came about. It came about just me dicking around, paying tribute to Lemmy from Motorhead,
Yeah.
and it looked good. It kind of stuck, and so I just kind of left it alone.
Dude, I don't think anyone can go wrong with like a fucking fedora or a cowboy hat. Now,
I
it'll
do
get
own a
ridiculous
fedora.
because eventually we're going to talk about like cryptids again. I'm getting
Sure.
a fucking safari hat for that shit, and I'm going to wear that shit like Jumanji. Be like, we're looking for Bigfoot today or whatever. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be. I think it's hilarious, but
See, Mick, all you
it's
need
not.
now, since you got the hat, you got the knife, you need a knife with you. Mick Dundee.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, hang on.
All right, Rocky.
All
Dig us in. Let's go.
right, let me get him back. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go right now. We'll
There you
talk
go.
about that in a minute. Fifers arriving. Welcome to the Fifers DD991 podcast. I'm Rocky, that's Gilly and Mick. And today is episode 68. One more to 69. Not that
Gersh.
69 is a magic number, but everyone that's a man knows what 69 means. And all you perverts out there, don't be ashamed, it's fun. But anyways, we're going to talk about whatever the fuck we want. And he was showing us a knife right now. Old Mick was. So let's go with it, Mick.
Well, this is
Or
a
the
knife.
kukri.
This is a knife that I've wanted my whole life. It's a kukri,
Oh, those things are cool, man.
and it's a traditional knife of the Gurkha soldiers of Nepal. And I got a weapons book when I was a kid. Probably 12 years old or so, 11 years old, and it just showed the history of weaponry from sticks and rocks all the way up to nukes, right? And I fell in love with the kukri even as a young boy. And I went to a antique show because my mother was an antique dealer, and so we used to do antique shows, flea markets, things like that. And they had one, and I talked the guy down from $20 to $15, and I was like, "Dude, this is like my dream. I love this knife." And it was a 1975 kukri that was made in India for the military in the region. Not quite a legit kukri. I mean, it came from the same subcontinent, but in the shape was right. But you know, it wasn't exactly what you call a prime example. And so I had that thing for until last year. Actually, that was my one of my favorite knives. And then I came into a little bit of money, as you do, and I found a place online in Nepal where actual Nepalese knife smiths make kukris by hand.
Really?
I mean, they use power tools and such, but but the thing is, when I got this knife, it came with a card of the man who made it holding it, and it said his name, his address, how long he'd been with the company. Like, they gave me a full bio on the guy who made my knife.
Was it like the Hattori Hanzo thing from like
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill?
Yeah,
Hattori
kind of.
Hanzo?
Yeah.
Kind of like that whole, that was a cool
Yeah.
story in that movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was freaking nuts. I just wanted a good kukri. I didn't expect, that level of commitment, but
Mhm.
I finally got it. And this is it right here. It's got the traditional, wood and leather scabbard. It's made out of, spring steel. It's got the traditional religious notches and engravings and so on. The pommel's been peened. There's no screws or anything. They hammer it. They mushroom the tang to keep everything in place. And it's also got the two auxiliary things that come with it. This right here is an edge sharpener. It's just a piece of metal that'll align the edge, kind of like the steel you get with a knife kit that kind of aligns the edge. And then there's this guy right here, which is the small utility knife.
Dude, that's so cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
And one guy made all of this.
I didn't know about Gurkhas or any of those things until I went to Bahrain.
Really?
Like, I didn't even see it in movies. Like, I don't think that shit was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
No, it wasn't. No,
Was not, right? And then in Indiana Jones or the Raiders of the Lost Ark, when they're in Nepal in that movie, they're fucking drinking, and then the German guy that's like shoots them both. You know, the guy that gets the medallion burned on his hand. They never
Yep.
showed kukris or anything like that. So I was like, man, those things are mean looking too.
They're mean looking, but
They remind me of like almost a Roman or a Greek sword from the ancient times, like when Alexander the Great or the Spartans were around.
you're not wrong. There was a
It reminds me of that. It's probably not the same thing, not the same length or whatever, but it reminds me of that kind of time where those were the weapons. There was no projectile bullets or anything like that. There were no missiles unless there were arrows, you know?
yeah, way back in the ancient world, there was a sword called the falcata, and it came from the Iberian Peninsula. It was Spanish.
Is
That
there a picture of it you can show us?
yeah, I can find it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, the falcata was very much like a kukri. It was a little less bent and it was longer,
Mhm.
but it was a short sword that impressed the Romans so much, impressed the Greeks so much that they actually, came back from doing war in that part of the world, and they're like, hey man, we got to make these things. Like these things are great, and so um the Xiphos was a sword used by the Spartans and the Greeks back in 350 BC, give or take. It wasn't that long. It was about 13 inches, made of iron. It had a similar shape to a kukri, but after the Xiphos kind of went out of vogue, but before the Roman gladius came into the scene, they did have the falcata, which I'll find a picture of it. It's very much like a kukri. Again, less bent, a bit longer, but still single edged, curved, heavy at the tip. It was a brutal weapon. It really was. It's one of my blade goals. I don't have a falcata, but I
Yeah.
really want one at some point.
So you like a lot of swords and knives, right? You know a lot about that stuff. So,
Yeah.
so like in history, I've always wondered, is the swords that are like Excalibur or the samurai sword, the katana, which one is the strongest and best?
Well, it's kind of
Or
an
it
apple.
depends on the function. Does it depend on the function?
Well, it's kind of an apples and oranges thing.
Okay.
The katana, you can't use it like an axe. You can't just swing and hit like a baseball bat, right? You've got to hit and draw through because it is a curved sword,
Hmm.
and it doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility to it. It's a very thick blade. It doesn't have a whole lot of give. That differs greatly from, say, a claymore. A claymore is a much longer sword, double edged, with a great deal of flexibility. And so the way you would handle, both, either they're both two-handed swords, but the way you handle one versus the other, the technique needed to inflict maximum damage is not quite the same. So you can't really, compare them directly. Claymore, it's got a thin blade.
So
Believe it,
Claymore, is that like European, like the knife?
Scottish.
Scottish.
It's a
Dude,
Scottish
you got to show us pictures if you can share screen or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, but a claymore is a very long but relatively thin two-handed broadsword from Scotland, and it was actually feared by the English because it was lighter and faster than some of their shorter one-handed swords because they traded, weight and robustness for speed and length. Obviously with all things, whether it be airplanes, cars, swords, guns, whatever, engineering is it's a discipline of compromises. Whenever you give up one thing, you gain another thing. If you gain one thing, you give up something. And so, the claymore was a very effective weapon. The katana, obviously, a really effective weapon, but to compare them directly, you really can't because they're two different swords built for two different purposes by two different cultures, and you have to handle them two different ways.
I always wonder. I used to watch the Spike Channel, dude. You know the Spike Channel when they had like
Oh,
a
hell yeah,
ninja
the Deadliest Warrior.
a ninja fighting a Scottish warrior, or a fucking Spetsnaz fighting a Navy SEAL, or
Yeah,
Army
the Deadliest
Forces.
Warrior. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't remember seeing one where a samurai fought a guy from Europe.
Yeah, they did. They did that because that
They
was
did?
always on the History Channel. Yep.
I don't
They
remember
did, yeah.
what happened in that episode.
Samurai won.
The sword was stronger.
Yeah.
That's
And it ain't
crazy.
about, a lot of times, it ain't about the sword, too, the weapon. It's about the person wielding it, too.
That is also true.
Their skill and all that.
Every time I see a samurai, I think of Star Wars, but I know that like their fighting style is more like Kenpo, but it
Well,
probably adds in other stuff.
and they carried other knives, too, than just that fucking sword. They had shorter fucking katanas, too, that they carried, too. So,
I know that there was one where they off themselves. I forgot what that was called. Sabuku?
Seppuku. Yeah,
Seppuku.
well, I mean, there's been a bunch of Japanese swords. There's, the Tachi, which is actually the Tachi was more prominent than the katana. The katana came a little later. But there was the Tachi, there was a Nodashi, which was a very, very long version of the Tachi. It's like a 42-inch blade, like a really long one. The shorter blade that accompanied the katana in what's called the Daisho was a Wakizashi, and that was your short sword. And then to go along with the katana, the Wakizashi was the Tanto. And the Tanto was the one that was a dagger. That was the one that they would commit seppuku with.
Dude, that Tonto blade, I heard the Tonto blade is like one of the best blades.
Actually, my CRKT tactical knife has a Tonto blade. It's got the chisel tip Tonto style blade with a half serrate, and it is. I've been carrying that knife since I was in the Navy, believe it or not.
Dude, I have a K bar. I have a K bar that's like 8, 9, 12 inches long, right? The blade is long. It's a full tang, but it's a K bar, so it's not like really thick at the end, right? But
Sure,
it's
yeah.
a Tonto thing. But they came out with another K bar, dude. It's a different kind of Tonto blade.
Y'all see this?
Let's check it out.
no, I did share it.
It didn't share it?
Uh,
God damn it.
Hey, it's okay, Sailor. We'll get it.
it looks like it's trying to share, but all of a sudden then it stops.
Okay, all right. Well, I had a Claymore up here. I'll send it to the group text at some point. My phone's charging right now, but I'll send you a picture of the Claymore and the Falcata.
Well, that's
Right.
Yeah.
it's a little cool history lesson on weapons.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Well, weapons are fascinating because, you have different cultures making different weapons for different reasons at different time periods. And it does invite direct comparisons just because of curiosity's sake. But at the same time, direct comparisons are useless because you're not that culture, that people at that point in time with that level of technology. Like it's cool to compare, but at the same time, you can't really,
That's why I love that the deadliest weapon or whatever it was on Spike TV. Where they
Deadliest
would
Warrior.
have like where they'd have like a ninja fight a samurai or a fucking Spetsnaz fight a Navy SEAL or whatever. It was cool to watch because it was taking what we know about their fighting tactics and comparing it.
But technically,
Yeah.
Ross, it wasn't on the Spy Channel first. It was on the History Channel first.
History Channel? Okay.
That's where it showed first, and then Spike TV picked it up after they stopped airing them on History Channel.
And I do believe in one episode they
That was
did
one of
have
the coolest TV shows, like where they would like have a
they had a
sword.
Bucky versus the samurai.
They do this and they swing it through something that is like a human body, and you see it get chopped in half. You're like, oh man.
Well, that's why I love Forge and
That's
Fire,
bad.
man. I watched the hell out of that show, and I love the fact that they test the weapons on
Forged and Fire, dude. My son
dead
loves
pig.
that show.
It's great.
My son loves that show, and he's like my oldest, Nate. He's into like that kind of stuff, and then brewing. So like, what could be better? You got a guy that knows how to make beer and fucking whatever, right? And then he can make swords. That sounds like a good combination to me. Also sounds dangerous if you're stupid, but it sounds like a fun time also.
Well, back when I was in the Navy, I had some civilian friends, and one of them worked for a local blacksmith over on the Indian res. And so he brought me over there and introduced me to the old man, and I started kind kind of apprenticing, under him. I started off in the polishing room, the big buffing wheels and whatnot. And they said, if you can do that job, you can do any job in the forge, because if a blade gets grabbed by the buffing wheel and gets thrown, that's a potentially life-ending situation. I've had it happen a couple of times where I angled the blade wrong and it was out of my hands like that. Scary as fuck. So he started them off in that part of the facility. That way they could kind of test the nerve of the people that he was bringing in. And of course, I worked for free because I just wanted to learn, And so I went from that to being in the forge and hammering steel out. No finished products or anything like that, but the basic muscle arm work. And then after the Navy, I didn't have a lot of money for a very long time, and some of that equipment is kind of expensive. And so I didn't do it for, long time. And probably 5 years ago, I got myself a forge, I got myself an anvil, and I started forging again. And that's a hell of a good time, guys.
Dude, you know what I still want to get? I want to get a double-edged fucking katana sword. The last time I checked, they were like 10 grand.
A double-edged one? Why would you want a double-edged
one? It's a katana, right? And you know how katanas are, right? So a bit of a curve to it, yeah. The chopping side is sharp as fuck, but they also sharpen the other end, so you can swing back, right?
Serious?
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing.
It's double-edged, bro. It was like 10 grand. I was trying to find a way to buy one, but of course I lived in California. And this was back in 2016, 2015. It was like, oh, well, there's no way I'm going to get that. But they do exist in they're fucking cool ass swords, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the traditional way of making a katana, I follow a couple of guys on YouTube, and one of them is a bladesmith that is so good that he intentionally puts flaws into his blades. So if someone finds it 100 years from now, they won't mistake it for the real thing. That's how, yeah.
I would put my signature on it, say, I learned how to do this, just like
that. This is a fucking Russian guy. And this guy, his sketches, when he draws something that he wants to forge, are better artwork than I've ever done in my life. Like this dude, he's crazy, okay? His name is Ilya Alexiev. And holy shit. He made a katana. I'm talking about, when I say he made a katana, he used OG methods. He literally put tinder into his coal forge, right? Mm-hmm. And then he hammered the end of a steel rod to create heat. You can do that. If you hammer the end of a steel rod into a point, the actual physical impact of it will make the metal red hot.
Oh, yeah, the sparks and the heat.
Yeah, and so he did that and then put that hot metal into the tinder in the coal forge to fire it up, which is the way the Japanese did it 1,000 years ago. Like he fucking was legit, nose to tail when he made this weapon. He did it exactly the way the Japanese did it 1,000 years ago, right up into the, to the point of lighting the fire traditionally. And the way those things are made, man, they have to bend them and fold them and hammer them and fold them. They have to create many, many, many layers. And then they have to wrap that piece of steel with all those layers around a piece of medium steel. Because what they wanted to do was they wanted to have a hard edge and hard sides, but a soft back and core. That way it would be somewhat flexible. I mean, the katana is not inherently a flexible blade, but they wanted to create some kind of a shock resistance by sandwiching the steel like that. So not only do you have to fold the steel for the sides and the edge many, many times, but you also have to wrap that around another piece of steel. And you have to get it all hot and clean enough to where it forge welds. It's freaking nuts, dude. Like the stuff they were doing 1,000 years ago with swords is crazy.
It's awesome though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Like the knowledge.
It's so cool. It's like, dudes made those things back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
How they protected their families and their countries and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Bow and arrow, spear, fucking crossbow, sword. And then the 1200s, I think the Chinese invented gunpowder.
Yeah, think about that. Yeah, they invented gunpowder. Yep.
I think.
But they, yep. Yeah, it's nuts. And the thing that's really crazy, I mean, it's not crazy, it makes sense, but for the longest time, the king of the battlefield was the spear. The Japanese, called it yari, but spearmen, the main weapon of the Phoenicians, the Greeks, the Romans. The Romans actually carried two kinds of spears. They had a main combat spear, and then they had one called a pilum, which was a spear with a heavy handle, a really narrow shaft, and a head. And the shaft was narrow on purpose because when you threw a pilum into an enemy's shield, it would bend under the weight of the handle. And so the enemy shield would be off balance and cumbersome. And so it would be, more beneficial for them to just throw the shield away and fight like that. And so, when the Romans, came into the game with that was a game changer. It basically made wooden shields obsolete. You had to have a metal shield.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, otherwise the pilum would just, stick into it and, render it useless.
You ever read the ancient documents where it talks about when the Romans would fight giants?
No, I haven't.
Dude,
but
these motherfuckers, the Romans would fight
it.
giants, like the Nephilim from the Bible, right? They were still around, and they would stab at the fucking knees and Achilles tendons with their spears and swords. Because you can think about it, like like the average height of a man is like 5'7", 8 or 9, right?
Actually, back then it was shorter. Back then,
yeah, generally.
And then these guys were fighting dudes that were 15 to 18 feet tall, at least, maybe a little bit shorter. But it was high enough to where their femur and shin was like almost at your eye level. Stab their knee.
Ankle biters.
It's crazy because like this stuff is written in ancient records. I think it's like written in Josephus, right? And they talk about fighting fucking giants, and they talk about giant museums where they had fucking beings that lived a long time ago, and they still had the fucking skull, and the skull was not human looking. It's crazy.
Yeah. I've seen the pictures, the old pictures, back before you could fake that sort of thing, of 15-foot tall people. And I've seen the skulls before. And the interesting thing about the skulls, they do seem to be human, but much, much bigger and slightly deformed. But what's really interesting is the fact that the human skull, it knits in 3 lines, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you're a baby, you've got a soft skull, and the plates come together, they knit together and, heal, and you get you get a solid skull after a couple of years, right? These things, instead of 3 plates, they had 4, which signifies a genetic difference. You can't just have your skull knit in 3 places, not 4, or 4 places and not 3, without a fundamental genetic difference. And so they look like humans.
But they're not.
And that was the Nephilim, that was what you're talking about. That's the giants.
I mean, it's so crazy. Like it comes back again and again and again because it's like this it's this thing that people try to not talk about or not see. But there's
and they think you're fucking crazy, but you know what?
It's real.
You look at the pictures and it's like they're in the Smithsonian. These things have been found in India. They've been found in Russia. They've been found by the Native Americans. I think it's the Pueblo have an oral history of fighting these fucking things.
Yes, it is. It's true.
You have existing tribes with oral histories of fighting these fucking things. And people think you're nuts for thinking that giants exist. It's like, man, there's way more evidence that they do exist than not.
Yeah. Jay, what were you going to say, bro?
You was talking about gunpowder. 800 CE, that's what it was invented by Chinese.
Chinese 800?
800.
Well, 800, it would be 800 AD.
Yeah.
I would call it AD, not CE. But
well, no, I mean, that's what they call it, CE, not AD.
Yeah.
This is before all that bullshit happened.
Yeah, they changed the dates because everything was AD or BC. So BC before Christ,
AD.
in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, right? So
Yeah, Anno
1600
Domini.
AD would be
Yeah.
1600 years after Christ was born. So 800 CE would be 800 years after Christ was born. Technically.
Yeah. I've
They're
got a big
trying-
problem with the whole
Well,
BCE, CE shit.
Yeah,
For
see,
me, it's
yeah, go ahead,
BC
sir.
and AD, you know.
Yeah.
I use
Sorry,
BC
Gilly,
and
didn't mean
AD.
to cut
It's
your balls off there.
what I was raised with, and it makes sense.
But 800 AD is when they invented gunpowder.
But even that number can be wrong too, because we have lost time too with the calendars too.
That is true.
Yeah, it sounds about right, though. It sounds about right.
I have a series of 8 books. Let me see if I'll change my background and you guys will see it, right? Let me change my background and I'll show you this. It's interesting. There it is. All right, let me press OK. If I duck, you see the ones that say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Yeah.
It's called Science or Fiction, History. Science or Fiction. And this guy, this Russian dude, who was like a mathematician who was looking at not horoscopes, full moons and stuff like that, figured out that someone lied about time. It's not a very popular fucking theory. It's called the chronology of time, or have we made up a couple hundred years to past history that was fake, and we got it documented as it was real, but it was always fake. And so these books are about that. I haven't read them yet, but I started reading one. I got 50 pages in. It's pretty interesting. It's
yeah. Why don't you send us a link to that?
I'll send you guys a link. Let me see if I
The
can. I'm gonna pull it up on
gunpowder.
Amazon. I'll pull it up on Amazon, and you guys will see. Let me get on Amazon real quick.
But gunpowder was not meant for guns, because Chinese did not have the fireworks. That's why they came up with it.
Which is really funny. You have such a spectacular military advantage with gunpowder, and you're like, nah, this is for parties.
Well, the Chinese did use fireworks in battle too. That's been dated, proven.
Yeah, they made rockets. Yeah, the Chinese are the first ones to make rockets. Yeah.
But it wasn't until the Europeans fucking, put the gunpowder in the guns.
Yeah, it was in the Italians. No, the French. I'm sorry, the French in the 1400s came up with the gun, and the reason why we call it a gun is because the French spelling of it, and I don't know what the French word means, but Gonne, a gun. And it was a metal tube with a fire hole and a wooden stock just so you could hold the thing, and a hook that you could either hold with your hand or put over your shoulder.
Yeah. And
it was basically literally a hand cannon is really all it was.
I think a handgun is a hand cannon, in my opinion. But anyways, here's the books right there. I shared screen. Okay. You guys see it all right?
Yeah, no, I see it.
So, I mean, everything it's hinging on Jesus Christ, or who we think Jesus Christ is, right? So there's book 1. That's book 4. This is book.
Why are they so expensive?
Dude, these things are like 400, 500 pages long. It's like, remember the old school Bibles where you had double columns?
Yeah.
That's how these books are written, bro.
Okay.
I have all of these books, right?
So you've got like $1,000 worth of books.
Dude, I have a library that if anybody was paying attention and they knew me, they'd be jealous, or they'd be like, fuck, dude, this guy has a lot of knowledge. It's not the Vatican Library, which I wish I had, or the Alexandrian Library from ancient times. But if I had that stuff, dude, I would be putting out what they wrote and say, hey, consider this, consider that. Let's see how this matches up with biblical narrative. Let's see how it matches up with what we say is real history and what is not, kind of thing. But there's 8 books as far as I know. I don't know if there's a 9th one. But these smaller ones like that, look at the issue with Russian Tartarus. You've heard about Tartarian Empire, right?
I have, yeah.
They talk about it. Like, it only got, I remember the Tartarian Empire getting popular around 2018. That's when I
Yeah,
learned about it.
yeah, that
But
sounds about right.
this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I ain't buying those fucking books for that fucking price. Fuck
Well,
that.
I already got them, dude. Like when you guys come to the house, you'll see it. You'll be like, "Holy shit, you got all the books?" Yeah, babe. Yeah. My wife got me those books, man. She's awesome. She's great.
Well, the book I keep talking about, unintended consequences. That motherfucker is, $100 plus, but fucking
Yeah,
worth
but
it.
you can't get that one no more.
Yeah, you got to get it on eBay.
Yeah, where
You want to
Amazon,
see it? You want to see a book that you guys should check out, but it's probably real expensive? I'm going to type it in right now. It's by a guy named Russ Dizdar. He was a dude that would do deliverance. You guys know what deliverance is? Casting out demons out of people. So this
Really?
guy, it's not it's exorcism, but because it's not Catholic, it's called deliverance. You deliver this person from the satanic side, right? So let me find this. The black.
Oh, speaking of the old ways, guys, I used to do this back in high school. I haven't done it for a very long time, so I've been picking it back up. I started doing calligraphy again. Started doing the old way of writing.
nice, nice.
So if you guys want to see a book that you need to check out, it's this one right here. I bought this.
Jesus,
It came
200
out. It,
bucks?
it came out in 2009. I bought it for like $30 or something, right? Off of Amazon back in 2014, 15, or 16, right?
Okay.
And this guy was a dude that would talk to people that were demon possessed and stuff like that. And they talk about the super soldier program
Okay.
and like the purge. You know, the gist of the purge movies. He talked
Yeah.
about how this is already a plan from the Satanist side. So this book,
Do you own this?
about a year, I own it. I own it. I have a copy. I fucking laminated everything. Like I laminated the cover, right? So the paper is paper, but all the cover and everything like that, I laminated with fucking tape that looks like laminate.
Okay.
Because
Would you be willing to mail this to be read and then mailed back?
The thing that's really crazy. Because
yeah, as long as you don't ruin it, yeah.
Well,
It's
obviously, I'm a book.
it's
I'm a
it's a
book
very
fan.
it's a very interesting book because he
But
talks
200
about,
bucks, man. Holy
dude,
shit.
about 2 years ago, it was $1,000 or $3,000. I showed my wife. I was like, babe, I bought this book a couple years ago and look what it costs now.
Well, it's
Serious?
well, it's
So
73% off right now. Look,
yeah, he died in 2021. He died a week or a couple days after Rob Skiba, who was like this guy who was about biblical giants and all that stuff, and he became a flat earther. And they killed him off. They were like, the government killed him with COVID. The government killed the other guy with COVID because these guys were telling all the secrets about how the satanic world works, where they cast spells, they do reverse Torah spells and all this other stuff to reverse anything that Yahweh has done or Yahuwah or Jesus, right? So it's crazy because these books are still available, but they're really expensive. And they're really expensive because they might have something that's important that people really need to know and they don't want anyone to be interested in it. But
well,
then
that was,
you
yeah, that
also have
was,
this one. Like this is, I don't know if it's still as much. Let me type it in. Of course, it's comic books. That's not the right Wolverine omnibus. But
David Finch. Nice.
holy shit, it's 39 on Kindle. Let's see how much it costs on hardcover.
I'm pretty sure I still have the comic.
that is River. Okay, it's Rocky. That is the hardcover. $40 for the hardcover right there.
It says Kindle hardcover.
Oh, hardcover. Never mind.
157, but is it new? A new printing? Are there any available? That thing is, let's see, how long is it? How many pages?
1064. Let's scroll back up. Right there.
All right.
Right there.
That's from 1970, 1968 to like 1985, 1987,
But
88.
reprinted in 2020 right there.
Mm-hmm. A couple of months ago, dude, I was trying to get this book. It was like $1,000, and it was only used. There were no new ones, but it just shows how books will fluctuate. Like this is a good book right now.
Well, type in the fucking America's the Old World, see it show Mick how much that costs next too.
I'll type it in after this. Oh wow. Is this I have the 1999 version. Back when I bought this right when it was 1999 or 2000, but now it's worth that much. The other day, dude, a couple years ago, it was worth $500 fucking for a used one. I have this book too. Wait, what was that book you wanted me to type up, bro?
America's the New Old World.
The True Old World? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta erase it. Sorry, guys. So there's a couple of books in this series. So you have America's the True Old World.
Well, that's gone down because I bought that for fucking $200.
This is volume 1.
Yeah, that's what I bought for $200. That's gone down.
There's another one called Volume 2. Right, Volume 2 is this one.
Yep.
I have this one too. I have these on Kindle and hard copy.
Yeah, but see, they've gone way down because I spent $200 on my fucking copy on it, and that was just paperback.
There's another one though, the one that you bought. I don't know if it has all the other information in it.
What I have has everything in it because it's got fucking. Dude, it's like a textbook.
Dude, I know it's really long. There it is. The original
True Old World right there.
$143 on paperback.
Yep.
See what it is on
hardcover. $250. Yep.
And it's by Amunhotep Ilbay. I think he's a 33-degree Mason.
Yep. See, I got it. Yeah, he is.
He probably knows a lot that people just don't want to realize, or it's insane. So America's the True Old World. The Original Africa is an American history book about the original Africa, the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Hesperides, Prester John and his Fountain of Youth, Jerusalem, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Prophet Muhammad, Mecca, Kaaba, Indian Superior, Asia Minor, the Superior Land of Punt, the original Iberian Peninsula, the Superior Land of Punt. Okay. The Egyptian Valley of the Kings, Phoenicians, Atlantis, Ethiopia, Greece, Rome, radium, and oranges, and the original Barbary Coast, and so much more. So it's a really interesting book. I'm probably going to get this pretty soon.
I haven't got through all of it yet, so. But it's kind of dry. Some parts of it is fucking dry as hell. It really is.
I'll tell you what, when you guys get here, the most exciting history books I've ever read were these books by a guy named Bob Cornuke. And he's like this Indiana Jones kind of guy, right? He's a Christian. And he claims to have found where Noah's Ark was. He claims to have found where Mount Sinai was, where God came down and gave the 10 Commandments to Moses. Where the anchors that when Paul was shipwrecked in Acts chapter 27 or whatever it is, he found those anchors too. This guy has some kind of a background. I met this guy in 2003, and he was at a Bible conference because I was doing that stuff back then, and it's really interesting what he found. And I have all the books, so you guys can check them out when we get home. When you get to my house, dude, it's worth a look because he shows pictures of like this rock, and this big ass rock. It's like split in half, right? And
on the other side and the side he's on, it looks like a river poured out on both sides. So it looks like the rock that Moses struck with his staff and then water poured out, like in the book of either Deuteronomy, Numbers, or Leviticus, or Exodus. It's crazy that that stuff's still around. But anyways, I'll stop sharing unless you guys want me to look something else up. Wait, I can look them swords up. What are the swords called, bro?
Oh, a falcata, Falcata. That's the one
Falcata
that,
sword.
yeah, falcata. That was the one that was the sword from the Iberian Peninsula that was adopted by the Greeks. That was very much like a kukri, only again less
That one
bent
right
and
there.
longer.
Let's see. I'm hoping it shows it.
It's got a monolithic handle. It wraps around the knuckles, and there's a gap between the grip pommel that comes around and the hilt.
Does it look like that?
I can't see it.
Oh, I shared screen. I don't know. Let me share the screen again. Sorry. Share screen. Share. You see it?
Not even close. That's a falchion. Yeah, falchion was a Italian weapon, a
So
good
that's
one, but no, it's what you're looking for is a falcata. So
maybe like this right here. Let me see. I'm pulling it up.
yes,
Dude, that thing looks mean.
that's a modern falcata. The traditional falcata was a little longer, and the hook on the end of the handle came around a bit more to protect the knuckles. But that gives you a good idea of what a falcata looks like. Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
It's fucking brutal, dude. The wound channel left by a widely curved blade like that is horrific.
Here's another picture. This looks like a bigger one right there.
Yeah, that doesn't have the right bend. It's got the right handle, but not the right bend.
Okay.
The blade shape on that one's way off. Yeah, I wouldn't call
check
that a
another
falcata.
one. I got one right here. Just tell me
There
when
you
it's
go.
up. Right here?
Wooden falcata, yeah. Or this one, the pure D2 steel sword, yeah.
Let's check that one out.
That is more along the lines of a proper falcata. Yeah, it's that one's a little more stylized and a little longer than a traditional one, but it does capture the essence of it really well. Yeah, that's and of course you can see the way the pommel extends down and hooks around the bottom of the handle. That was more in line with how they were originally made. Yeah. That's a good example.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a wicked blade, dude. Fucking wicked. And
let me see if I can find a double-edged samurai because I don't want to.
Again, you can see, kind of look at the falcata and you look at this. That's kind of like the little brother here,
That one's more expensive. It'll probably be real. Double-edged katana.
Oh, Cold Steel. You know what? I've had some products by Cold Steel. They make a good product. A lot of what they do isn't flashy or fancy, but it is effective. It's really, really good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, you got that Tractor Supply. Look at
that.
I mean, dude, these swords are fucking cool. I mean, you really can't go wrong with the sword. I don't think you can.
Well, you could be armed with something very much less effective. We'll put it that way. Yeah. The katana, as far as swords go, it's kind of hard to fuck with it because the whole philosophy behind swordsmanship is cut versus thrust, right? Do I want to slash you or do I want to stick you? And you see, a lot of swords that embrace one side or the other. You have the rapiers, which are long and thin with that basket hilt, to protect the hand, and they're strictly for stabbing. They're very light, very fast, but they're not meant for slashing. You know, I mean, yeah, you can slash somebody with them, but it's just going to be a superficial wound. You know, they're really meant for sticking someone. And then you got katana and cutlass. No,
They're
well,
made
I
to
don't want
chop off fucking arms. That's what they're made for.
Well,
Dude,
right.
dude, there
Yeah.
was a time where they where the Navy was getting real traditional while I was still in and I was a chief, and they were telling chiefs to buy cutlass swords. There was a chief cutlass. They
Yeah,
had an
nice.
officer cutlass and a chief cutlass, but it was so expensive that I did not buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
the
how cool would it be to be like in your dress blues or your dress whites and have
well,
a
the
fucking
Marines.
sword?
Well, the Marines have a sword, and I
Mhm.
think that the Navy should do the same. I think all five branches should do that. I think they should all have a blade for their dress uniforms. Absolutely, man. Why wouldn't you? But but yeah. So you had your cutlasses, and they were for slicing. You know, sabers. You know, the cavalry sabers. They were meant for hitting on the run. You know, you can't stab someone when you're on horseback. You really have to drive by and slash them. And so you have, you know, a whole crop of swords for mounted men, you know. And so you have the whole cut versus thrust thing, depending on the era and, you know, where you are, you know, in the military or even in civilian dress. I mean, you know, it used to be that if you didn't leave the house with a sword, you weren't fully dressed, you know, back during the Renaissance in Italy. That was just kind of the way things were. And the beauty of the katana is it really does do its best to bridge the cut versus thrust dichotomy when it comes to, you know, sword design. It's not terribly flexible. It is actually a little on the heavy side. It really is. But it's a weapon that you can cut someone's arm off with. If you wield it correctly, if you hit them hard and draw it through, you can cut limbs off.
Dude,
But it's not so curved that you can't stab them with it too, you know?
Yep.
dude, I have two wooden samurai swords that I bought from Japan when I got stationed there, dude.
Yeah, they're called boken.
Like I had two of them. It was like what Tom Cruise was using in The Last Samurai when they were practicing sword fighting. I'm
Yep.
like, these things are
Yep.
so awesome. I still have them to this day. It's been what, 2006? 19 years I've had these swords, or about 18 years now. They're wooden, but they're not, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, it's funny you brought up that Wolverine comic book. I remember reading a comic book with Wolverine in it. And it kind of threw back to when he was first, you know, training, you know, because he, you know, had a Japanese influence and he went to fight a guy and the dude threw, you know, Wolverine a sword. And then he himself armed himself with a bokken, which is the wooden sword you're talking about, strictly for practice. And that old man kicked Wolverine's ass.
Was it stick? Was it stick?
I don't remember. It was a long
Like
time ago.
you remember Stick from Daredevil, right?
I
Yep.
don't. I never read Daredevil. Point being,
So
though,
so Stick in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck was the guy that played General Zod and Superman. But Stick in the Netflix series, who was like the trainer of Daredevil, that was Scott Glenn. We all know who Scott Glenn is, right?
Yep.
Famous actor. He played
no.
Stick, and he was like a dude that was blind, that was a swordsman. He had the ability to fucking hear sound and all that other stuff like in the comics, but you know,
Yeah.
it makes me think of that kind of stuff like Stick. His name is
Yeah.
Stick.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about because I haven't seen the movies, but what you're describing sounds kind of familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy, yeah, he, and the reason why he armed himself with a bokken is because he didn't consider Wolverine a worthy enough opponent to actually use a real sword. He's like, nah, I'm going to beat your ass with a freaking training weapon shaped object because you're not actually worthy of a real fight. And he whooped his ass. It was funny.
He whooped Wolverine's ass.
Yeah. He whooped his ass with a wooden sword.
Did Wolverine ever pull out the claws?
He did not. He did not. No, this was like a throwback to his earlier days,
Okay.
kind of where he got his skills and so on.
So
I
they're like,
think, do you people know Miyamoto Musashi?
who?
Miyamoto Musashi.
Sounds familiar. Let's tell me
The
about it.
Japanese named the battleship Musashi after this guy. He was the most famous and most renowned samurai ever. I've got his book, The Book of Five Rings. And apparently the
Five
samurai
rings,
five rings, yeah,
not 10.
five.
Huh. That's funny. There's a
Apparently,
second one.
well, apparently it's titled that way because when he wrote it, it was on scrolls,
Mhm.
and they used a ring to hold the scrolls.
Ah, gotcha.
Keep them, and so it was the Book of Five Rings, which was basically five scrolls of his. But yeah, samurai used to challenge each other all the fucking time, man. Their egos were huge, and uh, yeah, he faced a guy and he fought him with a wooden sword, and he killed him with it. He fucking killed him with a wooden sword.
That's
So,
some good ability right there, dude.
mhm.
That's a short swordsmanship. If that dude had a metal sword,
Yeah, yeah, he fought a fella. And the thing is, I think he tried to get out of the fight too, because Musashi was a sort of dude that would kill and do it effectively, but he really would rather not. He in his spare time, he was a gardener. He did art. He did calligraphy, sumie painting. You know, he thought that he was a chef. He thought that the softer arts, calligraphy and cooking and things like that, gardening, flower arranging, like that was in his mind the greater skill. Being a warrior was one that he was really good at, and he felt was obviously necessary, but he would rather not do that if he didn't have to. And so, yeah, he tried to rebuff this guy, and this guy just kind of fucking kept coming and kept challenging him. He's like, "Well, all right," and he took him out with a wooden sword because, you know, on the one hand, it's it's a big insult to the guy you're fighting to do that, which is actually a smart move for a person who doesn't want to fight. Because if you insult somebody and then kill them with that insult, it'll dissuade others from coming at you unless they feel as absolutely necessary, which, when it comes to fighting, sometimes it is. And so he kind of killed two birds with one stone there. He humiliated the guy that wouldn't stop coming, and you let that serve as a warning to those that might come after him. Read Miyamoto Musashi. He's a fucking scary dude, man. He was a really scary dude. I mean, during World War II, like I said, the Japanese named a battleship after him. I kind of wish that battleship never got sunk. It was war and things happen. It was the most powerful. It was the biggest battleship ever made. The USS Iowa class was longer, but this one was wider and displaced more tonnage. And it had not 16 like the Iowa, but 18-inch guns. This thing was a fucking monster. And, well, our Navy sank it, which, good for us. But at the same time, I wish there was still one of them around because there was two of them. There was the Musashi and the Yamato. And they were sister ships, exact same like the Iowas. The Mighty Mo, the Iowa, the New Jersey, same ship. The Yamato and the Musashi were sister ships, and both of them got sank in World War II. I really wish we hadn't have done that, just because of the fucking specimen that ship is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want our side to lose, but I really wish we could have recovered that as a war trophy and made it into a
I mean,
museum.
Japan did recover the guns, one of the guns from there, because it's all in Yokosuka. I saw
one of the
the
guns
station there. Yeah,
18 freaking inches, man. We're talking lobbing shells the size of fucking Volkswagens. That's crazy.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And the gun, yeah, the gun's great. I'm glad they were able to do that. But man, I'd rather just see that thing floating on a pier. Can you imagine walking up to that thing, sticking your head
Oh
down the
yeah.
barrel, and going, "Holy hell!" I mean, we can do that with the Iowa. The Mighty
Yep.
Mo, the Iowa, New Jersey. They're still around. We can go visit them anytime we want to.
And even Alabama too, still around too.
Yeah, we got the USS Texas. We got a few.
Yep.
We even got some like World War One era dreadnoughts, I think, still
Yep.
floating.
Oh yeah.
It's really great to see those fucking ships. It really
Yep.
is, man. It is so fantastic to look at that history. But man, I wish, like I said, either the Yamato or the Masashi. I wish one of them was still floating. That would be
yeah.
fascinating.
Well, it would be though.
Then you got the Atlantic side of things. You had the HMS Hood that got sank by the Bismarck, and then the Bismarck
Yep.
got sunk, and
Yep.
those are two other ships that again, I know war is what it is. It fucking happens. Things have to sink. People have to die. I understand it, but man, can you imagine walking on the Bismarck or walking on the HMS Hood?
Yep.
It's a feeling I got when I went to the Knox. We were in Bremerton, and the Knox was mothballed there, and our ammo crates, the ones that were bolted to the deck on the O3 level,
Yep.
they were getting corroded and old, and so they had before the Knox got decommissioned, they had refitted it and they had brand new ones. So they sent us over, to go get those ammo boxes, bring them back to the Fife, and replace them. And it was an experience unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's a ship, not a terribly big one. It was a destroyer, but back when destroyers were a hell of a lot smaller. And I went up, into the conning tower. I went up into the bridge, down below decks a little bit, and you get this feeling, man. This ship has been around forever. It's been around since the Vietnam era, at least, and so many people have lived on it, breathed on it. So many people have served together on it. Like, I didn't know anybody on the ship at all, period. Like, it's just some derelict ship. But man, when you get down below decks and you walk around those decks and those halls,
it's eerie.
You can feel the life that used to be in it. Like,
Yep.
I don't know how to describe it because I don't really believe in ghosts. I can't believe in cryptids and the Mothman and the Nephilim and all that, but I don't really believe in ghosts. That's just not my thing. But if I had one way to describe it, it would be haunted. And I don't mean in a bad way, but when you're on a ship that's been decommissioned after having been active for probably 35 years, you could almost feel the stories of the people that were on it, even though you don't know them, you've never met them, and likely never will. But there's something about it. There's something about an old ship. I've been in buildings before and felt nothing. I've been in old cars before, felt nothing. I felt, I've been in situations and in places where thousands of people have lived and come and gone. And I don't know, it just felt like any other place to me, but the second I stepped onto a ship that was decommissioned and walked around a bit, it's fucking haunted.
Which one?
That was the Knox class destroyer. Remember the one that was mothballed in Bremerton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went over and we got some ammo boxes off of their deck because before they got decommed, they got some new ammo boxes, and ours, the ones that were on the O3 level, they were fucked. And so they sent us over to, get those ammo boxes and bring them over to the Fife. Fairly simple errand, no big deal. Unbolt some shit over here, rebolt it over here, But I was telling Gilly, man, when you get on that ship, and you start walking around a bit, it feels haunted because there's so many people that lived a couple of years of their lives on that boat. it's eerie. Like Gilly said, the whole feeling is just fucking eerie. It's like the entire freaking ship is one gigantic story.
There's old Thumper.
Hey, there he
is. He's back.
Man, they fucking, I swear to God, I've never had a company hold a plane for me when my fucking plane was late. But yet they held my plane for people when their plane was late coming in. I hate that shit. I got shit to do. I came in an hour late. That's an hour on the road that I'm missing out on right now. I'd be in Missouri right now. Almost.
I still ain't fucking packed yet.
You haven't packed yet? Bitch, you better get packed.
I'm going to. It won't take me long to get packed.
Jay, are you streaming on Facebook right now?
Yeah.
Where is it at? Because I can't find the page.
It's all my fucking. Go to my fucking Facebook. It's right there.
I'm here right now, and there's no video going on.
Yes, there is. Let me show you, Rocky.
From December 25th.
Rocky, it's right there, brother.
How the hell is it not showing up on my page? Huh. It's so weird.
All right, so I'm going to get my son right now, and then run home. I'm just gonna take my dirty clothes because I didn't get a chance to fucking wash them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them in a separate bag. I'm gonna throw some more clothes in a bag, and then we're fucking hitting the road. I've ate one time today, but we'll get something on the way or something. I don't know.
I just sent you my address. I'm gonna get packed so we can get done here. I already got my laundry did. All I gotta do is throw it in the fucking thing right there. That's it.
You got some time. I mean, it's not like it's.
Oh no, I got time, so I ain't worried about it on that one.
I told my son I was be here in a couple minutes, and he's not here. Where the fuck is he? Come on.
He's playing video games.
No, he wasn't.
See, like River, he's like River's like, when did Stupper get here? I'm like, tonight.
Oh. I got to show you guys this. This is hilarious. It's a different subject, but I'm going to show you. You guys are going to fucking laugh when you see it. Is this Bonnie Blue's avatar?
Oh, come dumpster. Oh, love it.
Speaking of that, I got something kind of not.
It's like the crazy thing is, I saw a video. She's talking to Andrew Tate, right? And she's being like nice to him and talking respectfully. It's like she understands what men want, while all the other women won't even consider it. Then they wonder why they're alone.
Yeah, well,
it's hilarious. Like she'll get dick for the rest of her life until she's old and wrinkly and ugly, and someone will be like, "Dude, that's her. I'm gonna bone her." Right? She'll get to 10,022, but which is disgusting, by the way, and wrong. And
well, if my life has taught me anything, it's taught me that there is always someone who's as horny as she is ugly.
Yep. Dude, just look at the old fucking sailors, man. We've proved that fucking point over and over.
Oh yeah.
I wrote that as fucking. I wrote that as fucking hilarious.
Imagine the smell.
Oh man, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh my god, that's funny. I don't care if anyone gets offended. I don't really care. I'm allowed to think the way I want to think, and if you don't like it, stick a fucking ice pick in your fucking brain.
Check this one out, Rock. This is a real engagement.
That's Dick.
Yeah. Cindy Craven and Charles Wade Dick will be married.
Well, Rocky, I don't like what you have to say, and I am fundamentally offended. I'm just gonna walk away now. Okay. And when I get a scotch, I'll be back and talk more shit.
Okay.
When I see that Craven Dick, when you brought that up, I said, perfect. I said, that's fucking perfect right there.
That's hilarious, dude. I saw that and I was like, you guys got to see this crap. It's kind of like, well, When you have that amount of men, what do you think's going to happen?
And here you go, Rocky.
Let's see.
And just like that, I was into Star Wars themed midget porn.
Oh my gosh, dude. Come on.
Hey, if I ever get with a midget, I'm going to dress her up as an evil. Going to.
You better make sure that person's of age.
Dude, I know shit. You know?
ID card. Let's see it.
Yes,
You know, no, you get away from me. Who knows? The reason I'd be like this because I don't know what this person has as an ulterior motive to screw me over or get money from me. It's pretty sad that guys got to think about it. Like I have to be paranoid and think about if you like me or not. If you're trying to fuck me,
I
over.
was telling him about the sparkler bombs, so I'm going to be making a couple of those so he can see how big they are.
I already told her.
What are you doing getting in the back seat?
Oh, I don't know. It's just habit. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
See you later.
Bye. Love you.
All right.
Oh, the podcast is going right now?
Yeah. And
Rocky, you did find it, earlier because you just fucking commented swords are awesome.
I did, but then it disappeared. I can't find it anymore, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm on the Jason Gillespie page. I got a message in my notifications that our 5 page is now ready for a blue check.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to pay for that shit.
Fuck no, we're not going to.
But we're not going to unless it's like we get more people, but who knows?
Even then, I ain't paying
like
for a
one
fucking
person.
I ain't paying for a fucking blue check. That's fucking money grabs. All that bullshit is right there.
No, it's not worth it because we don't even have that many people that actually watch us or anything.
I mean, that's how they.
I would advise against it.
Well, that's how these pages make fucking money. You know. Besides the advertising and all that bullshit. What?
it looks like my son's going to fucking war. He just brought out a bunch of fucking guns out of his mom's house.
Nice.
The airsoft and all that.
I figured I didn't end up getting rid of the helmet thing, right? But when we get out there, I know we can find one at Walmart somewhere. So
Yeah.
I'm also bringing safety goggles, but I don't know if glasses are going to be the best.
two.
They might. There's a possibility they can go under.
Yeah, safety glasses.
Yeah. I might just tell River to bring his fucking cup too for baseball just in case. You know.
Yeah, dude. Some of his guns, man, they put holes in cardboard and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. There goes my gun.
There goes your gun. Yeah, he's got a fucking M4. That one's
Nice.
right?
Nice.
M4 carbine.
Yep.
Oh, check this one out.
Check it out.
All right.
Check it out.
Yes, but you know what?
Speaking of fucking Dukes of Hazzard, here you go.
We plug it to like the wall.
Yeah.
All right.
Say, we gotta take that one.
Nope, we got it.
Look how the door fucking falls off on the motherfucker.
That fucking hurts to watch, man. God damn.
What
that's
happened?
my
What is
fucking-
The General Lee, this was in Kentucky. Someone took the General Lee and jumped the foul, right, in town.
Damn it.
And the door fucking flew off. So, you know, but why would you take those old Chargers like that, right, and destroy them like that?
See, that really pisses me off because my dream car, you know, I'm not a fancy guy by any means. My fucking dream car is a 1968 Charger. It's the only one that had the solid grille and the round taillights. But the 69, different accoutrement, but same body. And whenever I see one of them old cars getting destroyed like that, it fucking angers me in a very primal kind of way. You know, you trying to tell me you can't find some fucking 90s Camaro to do that shit with, you know? Sorry. It really fucking makes me angry. It's the only car
Thanks, honey. I appreciate it.
that I've ever truly wanted, and I see people fucking destroying them.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Nate.
Ugh.
Well, and the whole when the Dukes Hazzard was live, right? All the seasons, they destroyed over 300 of them during production.
Yeah, but in the late 70s,
yeah, they were plentiful back then. They were plentiful.
I understand the era, right?
Yeah,
it's like with the Blues Brothers. They destroyed more cars in that movie than any
other.
Oh
yeah, fuck yeah.
But as painful it is to watch, I do understand it because it was a product of the era, in which it was made.
Yep.
It hurts, but there's no wrongdoing in my mind because they were plentiful back then.
Yeah, but now they're not plentiful. They're not.
Anybody now who destroys an old car like that, I don't give a shit if it's. I don't give a damn if the car is $100,000 and you're going to make $35 million on the movie. I don't give a fuck. Yep. If you destroy an old car these days, you're just a piece of shit. Yep. That's really all I had to say about that.
And we're going to be we're going to Cooter's Garage and Pigeon Forge too. It's right
it's
there.
Amazing that you set people off, right?
Yep. Yes, leave it in here.
Oh, Thumper.
Yo.
This is for all the wrestling fans out there. Hulk Hogan has a wrestling shop in Pigeon Forge too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I seen that. I was like, damn. I said, son of a bitch, we might have to spend the fucking another day in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, too bad he's dead. I was always more of a Macho Man Randy Savage guy.
Oh, he ain't dead yet.
Yeah, he is. He died like 10 years ago.
No, Hulk Hogan.
Macho Man.
Oh, Macho Man did.
Yeah.
Macho Man died.
But Hulk Hogan ain't dead.
No, Hulk Hogan's still alive and kicking. Yeah, he's doing good.
Yep. Yeah. And we're going to check that one out, see if we got time too.
We'll see. We'll see what we can do.
And stuff. I mean, it's all going to depend on time because the main thing is making knives that first, when we get there.
Yeah.
But Cooter's Garage got to be a stop too. Got to be.
Yeah, I think sure.
And Little Tate did find out that they have a distillery connected to the forge too.
What?
They have a distillery connected to the forge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay then.
And stuff, which I won't drink that because I don't drink whiskey no more. So
they've got a distillery attached.
Yeah, they got tastings and all that with it too. So yeah,
attached to a forge.
Yep.
So you can go drink whiskey and then beat it on hot steel.
Yeah, and I don't think you can drink it beforehand. Probably.
Yeah.
But really, you're not going to you beat on steel, but all you're doing is they're holding it while you're hitting it, right? That's it. Yeah, they shape it, all that bullshit, right? They finish it for you, all that.
Okay, all right.
Remember how you was talking like the buffer wheel run, how it gets ripped up? That's why they're doing it for safety reasons, insurance reasons too. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I get the same experience at my house. I got a bottle of scotch on the counter, and I got a forge in the backyard. So.
Yep. See, and I was gonna do that when I was still working. I was gonna get me a fucking forge, and start trying to make my own, right?
Yeah.
Until I fucking, got, had to found out I had vertigo and all that shit. I'm like, nope, I ain't spending the fucking money on that. No. And I had the fucking hookup for steel too. Cause working in a warehouse, I knew all the goddamn vendors, knew all of them. Steel bid, everybody. So I could get the hookup for steel a lot cheaper than most people can get them. And they don't give me a discount because they did so much business with the power plant.
Sure, yeah.
I was like, damn. Oh, let's see if this
that's
is
a good situation to be in. I found out from my experience when it comes to forging, the forge itself really isn't that expensive.
Uh-uh.
You know, you can use hammers from Home Depot. I just use regular DeWalt hammers. I don't have specialized forging hammers or anything. My tongs, you know, I made myself out of a bit of flat stock with a rod for the rivet, you know, for the hinge. The only thing that really costs money when it comes to forging is the anvil. You know, you're looking at probably $4 to $5 a pound. And I've got a 75-pound farrier's anvil, you know, guys who do horseshoes. And it's good for up to a short sword. You know, you can do a knife on it, a short sword, a machete, you know, something like that. But, you know, if you wanted to do like a great sword or an axe, you would need a much bigger one. And that thing cost me $350 for a 75-pound anvil. And that was a reasonable price. You know, that was a anvil I got from a friend. You know, he was giving me the friend price, and that motherfucker was $350. So, you know, if you want to do blacksmithing, the anvil, that's going to be your major fucking. That's your major investment right there.
Well, and it also depends on what area in the country you're in too. You know, because like here in mid-Missouri, right? Anvils are plentiful.
Really?
Yes, because a lot of people still do that horseshoe work, farrier work, all that.
Yeah,
it's just not the Amish. Hell, my grandpa, I'm pretty sure he still's got his fucking old anvil from back in the day he used to use and shit. You know, but it just depends on where you're at, though. Oh, since Rocky's eating, this one's for him, or not for him, but for all of us. But look at that little bitty piggy couldn't wait to get on the fucking grill.
Looks like Hodge just fucking said
that is pretty funny.
Yeah, not yet, little buddy. You ain't done yet.
Did Hodges get off?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Chicken pot pie, boys. Good stuff.
Oh, beauty.
Homemade or store bought?
Store bought. She's made homemade, dude. It's amazing. And this place that we got from, they make some pretty good stuff, dude.
Yeah, chicken pot pie, man, that's one of the greatest comfort foods ever. Like that and shepherd's pie are like neck and neck for the greatest fucking cold weather comfort food of all time.
All right, this is for all the pickle lovers out there. This is for y'all.
No, that would be the wife, not me. I don't particularly care for pickles, but she loves
Pickle
them.
Rick.
Dill pickle ramen from Cup Noodles. Cup Noodles has come out with some pretty wild ramen flavors in the past, so let's see if this one is worth grabbing. I've tried breakfast ramen, everything bagel ramen, and s'mores ramen.
Huh?
Can you rewind this and pause it for a second?
Yeah, I'll share it.
Wife, come here.
I'll just keep it right there because it's still going to show everything. So
yeah. You have to see this because you love pickles and you love noodles.
I do.
Hit it.
Oh, God damn it, wrong button. Sorry.
Dude, hold on a second.
I got it.
Hold on. We got to show her. She might love this. Who knows?
I know. I got it back up. Can everyone see it?
Okay.
Cup Noodles. So this dill pickle flavor I found at Walmart is almost normal seeming after saying all that. You know what? It's smelling pickly. These ramen noodles should have a tangy, sour, and salty pickle flavor with a hint of dill. I feel like so many things have gotten the pickle treatment lately that this doesn't even seem weird. I don't think they're that bad. In fact, the flavor makes sense and it kind of goes well together with the ramen. It's got that more like natural dill pickle flavor, if that makes sense. It's tangy, vinegary, you can taste that dill. It's actually not that salty. It's closest to like a Grillo's pickle. If you've been wanting to try a weird ramen flavor, this is definitely one to go with. This almost just feels like a natural ramen flavor. I mean, they're always fun to try for $1, but this one is just less weird. I genuinely see people enjoying these. So would you try these dill pickles?
If I ever find those, I'm going to try them out.
That's actually pretty cool, and I think that's actually pretty cool.
But
so,
I'm going to make sure
Boyce, what
better
do you think? Well, let's ask Mrs. Boyce. What do you think?
I would absolutely try those. They look awesome.
Have you haven't tried them yet?
I haven't tried them yet, but I'm going to look for them.
Oh, that's pretty cool. When you try it, please let us know what you think.
I will, absolutely.
We would
But
love
will
to
you-
hear because I don't know if anyone wants to get in the pickle. You know what I mean? I'm just playing.
Well, I do, so I will
Well-
absolutely.
But would you put peanut butter in with it?
Dude, I've never tried that before. Peanut butter
I don't
and
know if I
pickle.
do that.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, I put fucking on peanut butter sandwiches. I put pickles all there before with some Doritos and all that.
I've never tried that. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's Missouri for you.
That's
Yeah.
That's so fun. I love
I
that.
seen that. I was like, I know somebody's like pickles like I do. Because I mean, like pickle chips, those are my favorite, like the Lay's.
Oh, yeah, they're so great. They're
Yeah.
so great.
And they're
Yes.
first if you crunch them up on like spaghetti, right? Like like reheated spaghetti, crunch them up on there like that. Oh yeah.
Well, this
That's cool.
is just all kinds of new stuff to try. I love it.
It's like,
talk about
damn.
anything and everything on this channel. We talk about anything and everything.
Anything and everything. I love it.
Next, she's gonna come back from Walmart or Costco, put fucking 2 cases of that shit.
Dude, I have to show Heidi that. You gotta send me a picture of that, Mick, so I can show my wife that and be like, hey, check this out. They have dill pickle ramen now, or whatever it is.
All right, I'm gonna be looking for it when we're out there in North Carolina because we're gonna go grocery shopping anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
if I find them, I'm gonna get them. Hell yeah, dude, that would go good with the beer here too, right there. I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. There are so many food combinations that I think that other cultures added, but we just don't know it yet.
I'm good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you add something that you think would not match with this thing, and it
I
goes
know.
together, and it's great.
I'll have to look for that. That's
Yeah,
fine.
then look at
Yeah, no, look for that. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. But Rocky, think about like if you ever watch Guys Grocery Games, right?
Mhm.
Those whammies he throws at people, right? And it tastes good even with the whammies. You know, anything can go together. It's all about how you prepare them. Blend them together. And I've been cooking like that since I was young, right? So I'm like, this might work right here. Let's try it. You know.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't do this, but I am a big fan of putting potato chips on sandwiches and burgers.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Adds
that's
that
what
nice
gave-
bit of salt, a
Yep.
nice bit of crunch. It's perfect.
Well, that's what gave me the idea of putting it on spaghetti, right? On top, right?
Mhm.
I never heard of that, but you know what? It
Yeah.
sounds weird, but it makes sense. It really does
Yeah.
from a a textural standpoint.
I do that all the time, even on my salad. I'll crunch up get some sun chips, right? Crunch them
Yeah.
up all there, right? Okay, you already got that. That's crouton right there.
Yeah, well, when you got a dish that's all about the softness and the savory and salty, like the lasagna or spaghetti, everything is soft and oily and salty and savory, and it's really great. But you know what adds a really good dimension is that little bit of crunch, like you're talking about putting potato chips and Doritos and sun chips on things. Like it sounds like I don't know. It sounds a bit weird, but texturally speaking, it's fucking fantastic.
Well, back in the day, a lot of people don't do it. Some people do, especially here in Missouri. They'll get the Spanish peanuts, right? And put them in with their Pepsi or Coke.
With
Right
the
there.
red skin on them, right?
Yep.
Whoa,
Go
what
on.
do they do? They put it in their fucking soda?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why?
Because it gives that saltiness to it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. All right.
My dad been doing that since he was a little kid in the fucking 50s and 60s, right?
Interesting. I've never heard of that one, but
He got me to do it like with Pepsi. We got to
sounds-
drink a little bit out of it first,
Well, right, yeah, gotta make room for the peanuts.
But yeah, I mean, it's
It
good.
sounds weird.
right there.
It sounds weird, but it does
Yeah.
actually, make sense
Yeah.
from a
What?
flavor balance perspective. Yeah.
But like Dad, he would always back in the day, he called it like poor man's cereal, right? Get some crackers and milk, crunch them up,
I
Yeah,
heard of that.
crackers and
Yeah.
milk.
You
Yeah.
know what my grandfather did? He was a World War II veteran. He would call it Papa food because we called him Papa, and he would break up pieces of bread and make cereal out of it and milk.
Yeah, that was real common back in the day.
That was a thing that I grew up on when I was hanging out with my grandfather, who was he was born in 1924 and he passed away in 2006, right?
Yeah.
But
good run.
And his wife was born in 1921. She passed away in 2015. My grandma.
Yep.
She was Guamanian, right?
Damn.
And they would, she lived a long time, man.
Nicely done.
She was a really good woman. It's crazy, dude. We called her Mutter, right? She was called Mutter because my oldest cousin, the firstborn cousin out of all the siblings, he called her Mutter because he couldn't say mother. So we called her Mutter. We called my grandpa Papa. We called him Mutter and Papa. And
yeah, Mutter is the German word for mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
And she was from Guam and she was part Chinese and everything. And, you know, she made like the best chicken adobo that you could ever imagine in the world. Like every time we had chicken adobo on the Fife, which we did, I compared it to what my grandma would make. Dude, this is not the same thing.
This is a culinary insult to my family.
No, it's like, this is terrible. I'm like, man, I need my grandma's cooking. So when I got off the Fife, I had my mom and my grandma teach me how to cook. So I learned how to cook, right? Because I didn't have a girlfriend. I was single.
Yeah.
And when Heidi, when I met Heidi and she became my girl and everything like that, she would learn how to cook their recipes. Which, dude, she knocks it out of the park with that stuff. Like she took the tradition from my mom and the tradition from my grandmother, and they were great. They're both great women. One's passed away. My mom's still alive, and she's in Texas, and she's doing okay. But my wife learned how to make the food that I love, which is like the greatest compliment or thing you can think of, right? And, dude.
I agree, man. You know, my mother, you know, she, you know, grew up in upstate New York. And where we lived was a largely a European immigrant neighborhood. It was kind of, you know, lower middle class. And so there was a lot of Poles, a lot of Germans, a lot of Irish, a lot of Italian. And so that's mostly what my mother learned to cook. And she fucking kills it. She's an amazing chef. She really is. And everything that she cooked was always good, but there was always two things that she made that were the best. She would make goulash that was absolutely fucking out of this world. And even though mayonnaise disgusts me and I hate anything with the word salad in it that has mayonnaise, she made a potato salad. She did the minimum amount of mayonnaise and went really heavy on the Italian dressing, you know. But it's got celery in it. And she keeps the skins on. It's so delicious. To the point where I told my mother, like, hey, can you please teach my wife how to cook this stuff? You know, I don't want this to die with you because it is just so fucking great. So I feel you, Rocky, man. I really do, man. You know, you got to have that intergenerational instruction to keep the family recipes alive.
It's really amazing because a lot of what we do in the taco truck was based off of what my mom and my grandma and everybody in my family would make Mexican food wise.
And that's why you're succeeding, man.
And like, but the thing is,
that's the reason why you're doing so well, because you get that authenticity, you know. People, they don't know your story, but they can taste your story.
But then my wife is so artistic in her, I don't know, just the way that she makes things, and she makes it with love. You know how you eat food where you know love is involved and love's not involved? You can taste the difference. You can
man.
Yeah, and
it's not quantifiable, but it is. But
you cannot quantify it. You cannot break it down to brass tacks or fucking down to Matt's ass.
It's like when I was talking about being on the Knox. You know how I felt the ship was haunted because so many people live there. Like you can't put a finger on why you feel that way, but you do. And when it comes to the food, it's the same fucking thing. You're absolutely correct. When it comes from a place of love and tradition, you can taste the difference. Yeah.
It's amazing.
And that's one thing I always tell River, teach him. I say, look, if you're going to cook, you don't cook angry. You cook with love. The food will always be better if it's cooked with love, but never cook angry, because that's when you'll tell a difference. Definitely.
Seriously, I've never heard that before, but again,
it does make sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, think about it though. If you're cooking angry, right? See, I don't measure a lot of seasonings, right? I don't. If you're pissed off about something, right, you might go way heavy-handed on the motherfucker. That might just ruin the dish, too. You know.
Well, did y'all ever see that movie? It had the guy from the Boondock Saints, and it had Sarah Michelle Gellar. She was a chef, and the guy from the Boondock Saints was her love interest. And it was a movie where something happened, and she was a chef. Yeah. And so whatever she was feeling at the time she cooked would go into the food, and when people ate it, they would feel what she felt. So if she was happy and elated.
I remember that movie. It was Sarah Michelle Gellar, right?
It was Sarah Michelle Gellar and God, what's the guy from Boondock Saints? The blonde one, not Norman Reedus, but the other one.
I know you're talking about.
But it was a movie about, this chick, whatever she was feeling when she cooked. Like at one point in the movie, the entire restaurant was crying their eyes out because she was, really upset about something. And everyone's just like, why is everyone crying? And another person was like, you know what? Just let it be. Like, let this thing just do what it does, Well, it's obviously, compared to what we've been talking about, having the not cooking angry or having the food with love is a bit of an exaggeration, but it's also not entirely untrue either.
Yeah. And funny you brought that movie up, right? There's another movie called The Baker's Son. That's about when he's in love. He makes the best bread in the world, right?
The Baker's Son?
Yeah. It's on the Hallmark Channel, so.
Oh, okay. God, really? A Hallmark Channel movie?
So if I watch it, I'm going to be...
Hey, I kind of like some of those Hallmark movies. I do.
Dude, the rom-coms are what make men think they do the shit that win a girl and they fucking don't get the girl after it.
No, but I think...
Okay, full disclosure here. Okay. The movie Just Friends...
Yep.
That is a December-only ritual for me and the wife. Because it is a Christmas-centered rom-com, and we fucking love it. So I am not immune to what Gilly's talking about.
I mean, I like the Hallmark Channel did one about the Chiefs, right? Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
About this family, get to be the super fans, right, for the Chiefs, right? I mean, I like some, not all of them, but some I do like, especially if it involves cooking, right?
Yeah.
Because then you get to, see what they're cooking. Okay. That might work. Let's try it,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first movie that Charlene and I went to on our first date, it was a Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh, dude, that's a funny fucking movie. Is that the Fly Lights on Pret? Flat Lights on Pret.
But for our 18th anniversary, I actually rented out the historic Everett Theater, and I had them play Lethal Weapon 4. So I took her to dinner at the restaurant next door, and then I walked into the theater. I was like, "Hey, honey, let's go in here and see what's going on." She's like, "What?" I'm like, they might be showing something. I don't know. And the entire theater was fucking empty, and they played Lethal Weapon 4 for us. They gave us a bottle of red wine, and it was a great anniversary,
How much that cost you?
That is so awesome right there.
But, our what I consider to be our second date was this is a bit darker. We broke up, and we had a couple of months where we weren't together anymore, and it was a very sad time in my life. And when we got back together, the first movie we saw together was You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Goodness. Dude, I got a story about that. My mom.
To this day, it's still one of our favorite movies. And, you can talk shit about rom-coms all you want, but man, I've got a couple of them that are so just so deeply seated in my life that I can't disavow them. I just
Dude,
can't.
I did a move from a rom-com, and I don't think I did it on purpose, but there was a time when Heidi, my wife, was she was in Seal Beach with me, right? And she worked nights, I worked swing shift. So we had day, night, swing shift.
So
Days
Seal Beach, that's down in San Diego, right?
down
Coronado,
in Huntington Beach,
the Huntington
Oh,
Beach.
Long
okay,
Beach.
yeah, okay. California
And
coast. Okay.
they have this train that goes across the bases, right? We have train tracks that go across. They move
Yeah.
ammo from one side to the other side. So we have north side and south side of the base, right? We
Okay.
mainly were on south side, but the north side is where they grow all the vegetables and had other bunkers that had really fucking crazy shit in it. And she was on the south side and she stepped over a train track or she tripped over it, sprained her ankle really, really bad. And this
Yeah.
was when Seal Beach was getting cold. And she had a part-time job at Target because she was trying to make money to support her baby at the time. And I picked her up from work one day and it was really fucking cold. It was fucking cold and I was chilled. But I took my jacket off and I put it over her because she was my friend, right? You got to love your friends, right? These people love you back. They love you for you. So I put
Yeah.
that on her and apparently that was the moment she fell in love with me. Didn't know
That
it.
makes sense.
That's a
That makes sense,
rom-com
man.
movie move, right? And I
See,
was like, yeah.
It makes
see,
fucking
Rocky's
sense.
got
It works.
Yeah.
The only reason it works is because the girl really likes you a lot.
See, Rocky's got a romantic side, people.
I do. I
That's,
do.
You know,
that's
so
really fucking great, dude. That is
Huh?
awesome.
No, like,
That's
but,
really
but
great.
you know, I didn't know that she had fallen for me like that, and I was falling for her too, right? But it took a little bit longer,
Sure.
and I was not trying. Hold on, my brother's calling. Give me a second, boys. Keep talking.
that's fine.
Yeah. Do your thing.
See, Rocky talks all that shit, right? But I knew deep down he had a romantic side to him. You know.
Oh yeah, of course we all do, man. It's kind of funny. One of the things that made the wife fall in love with me, it was completely accidental. Something happened with the passenger side of my car. The door handle wouldn't work. And having been an auto mechanic for like 7 years, like it was such an easy fix. I can't believe I didn't do it. But back then I didn't know shit about cars. And I didn't have a whole lot of money to get it fixed because I'm a fucking sailor. I don't earn dick, right? And so whenever I would take her out and we'd go someplace and she'd get back in the car, I used to unlock my door and then I would reach across and I would hit the lock on the other side and let her in first.
Yep.
She thought I was being, chivalrous and romantic. I go through all the effort of unlocking the door and then hitting her. It was because my door was broken. It's because I couldn't get the door open any other way.
Shit, I always, like, back in the day, right? I would always open the car doors up for the women, right? So they loved it. They loved it.
Of course they do. Oh, yeah.
And plus, my truck, I had a 2006.
What kind of truck you have back then, man?
I had a 2006 F-150 with the 5-speed, right? Bitch fucking seat.
Oh.
And those girls would just fucking slide right on over, shift it right between their legs. I was like, yeah.
I've had 2 cars like that. I had a junker that somebody lent me because my car broke, and it was a 1983 Oldsmobile Delta 88.
Yep.
Rusty piece of shit, a 2-door, but that car was fucking amazing in every other way. Like it was a great car. And then back in New York, somebody from Virginia, I had my second kid. And so I needed to, get a slightly bigger vehicle for the car seats and whatnot. And somebody from Virginia traded in a 1989 Lincoln Town Car. And this thing was white with a white vinyl top, burgundy leather interior, white wall tires, turbine rims. I mean, this thing was so fucking choice. I wish I still had this car. And it was $650 all in.
Oh, yeah.
And that thing had a bench seat. and it had the old, not the R134, but the old R12
Yep.
AC system. And even on the hottest fucking New York days, you put that AC on full blast. After about half an hour, it was uncomfortable. Like it was so cold. Goddamn, one of the best cars I've ever had. And it had that big old bench seat in the front. And I could just take my wife, I could slide her over. And there was even a seatbelt there in the middle. So, you know, even if I slid her over, she was still safe, you know?
Yeah. And Mick, you'll love this next one right here. This is the 73 Chevy that I restored. It had the bench seat, 4-speed, right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, that's
that thing
nice
on dates, man. I took that thing on dates. Girls would just slide on over right next to me. Okay, let's go.
Well, I gotta ask, what were you feeding that fucking dog, man?
No, that was my dad's dog. She just had fucking pups.
Oh, okay. She was pregnant. Okay, she looked like a fat girl there. That's a beautiful truck, though, man. Is that gone now? Do you not have it?
No, I don't have it no more. I wish I would have kept it.
Oh, god damn, dude.
And that paint on it is tractor paint.
Really? That looks like fucking candy apple red with lacquer, man. That thing's beautiful.
But it's just wax. No clear coat. That's wax.
Bring it up again. Bring the picture up again. I want to see this again.
If you put enough harder in tractor paint, right, you don't need fucking clear coat on it. You just got to keep it waxed. See how?
Oh my!
Like shot the goat's ass right there.
That is gorgeous, my man. Holy fuck!
Nothing is repopped on that truck. Everything's original on that truck.
I'm sorry. What year did you say it was? 83?
73.
Oh, 73. Yeah, that seemed a bit, dated for 83. Yeah, that's fucking beautiful. Wow.
That stuff. I mean, I did all that myself, except for the paint. Had another guy shoot the paint up because I ain't a painter.
Yeah. Wow. That's a beautiful truck.
Body work, everything. I'm a son of a bitch.
That's kind of where I'm trying to get my lightning at. You know, I gotta get it. I gotta get the battery draw fixed, the overheating problem fixed, which is probably just a fan clutch. And then it's just a minimal amount of body work and a fresh coat of paint. And I think she's ready to go.
Yeah, see, I had fucking.
You're not a chalice or a goblet there, bro.
Oh, I think chalice, goblet. I think they're kind of the same thing. It is solid brass. It weighs a ton.
You chose wisely.
Yes, I did.
That thing reminds me of the cup in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, bro.
He chose poorly.
But Mick, I did that truck in 2012. Redone it 2012 when I did it.
Okay. Wow.
That picture of the driveway is taken at Mom and Dad's house there in Riddick, small town, right?
Yeah.
Because Dad's like, bring the truck by. I want pictures of it. I said, okay. You know.
Well, you know what? Everybody has their preferences, Ford, Chevy, Mopar, so on and so forth. But there are some classic lines that really just kind of defy whatever brand you're about. There are certain things that you just have to agree that, yes, this is awesome. And the square body Chevy.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a Chevy guy. I'm Mopar first and Ford second and Chevy third.
Yep.
But when you look at that fucking square body, man, you look at that fucking truck and the 350, the 327, the 383, the whole family of motors, they all had the same block,
Oh, yeah.
Just the bore of the stroke, from motor to motor were a bit different. But, they were all the same fucking thing. The 280, was it the 283, the 327, the 350, the 383 stroker, like they were all the same fucking motor pretty much.
Well, you forgot the 302 Chevrolet motor that they did too back in the day for 69 Camaros E28s.
That's true. That thing would wrap out to about 7,500 RPM, which for a V8 back in that day was insane.
Especially a 302 small block.
Yeah, that thing was a full-on fucking race motor. That thing was crazy. It was. But yes, you're correct. That was also in the same family. Yep. But you can't deny the Chevy heritage of really fucking good motors.
Oh, yeah.
And that square, body style of the trucks back then, you can't screw with that either. I mean, you can make arguments over aesthetics, whether you like Chevy or Dodge or whatever. It doesn't matter. But there's no reasonable person that will look at any Chevy pickup truck from, I'm saying, 1955 to 2005 and say, yeah, that looks like shit. No. Chevy pickups, man, they had that body style. They had that groove to them. Even in the 90s when shit was really rounded out, they didn't round out too much.
No.
Dude, they made a Chevy truck that was like the old school ones that we know this year.
Uh-huh.
And it was
Really?
it's being sold at the same time as the Chevy Chevelle. They have a Chevelle that looks like the Chevelle from the 1960s and 70s.
Yep.
But it's like $165,000.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen those guys. Yeah. They
But Nick,
also
here's the rest of the truck after we just got the bed on it at my house, my old house right there. And it was a long bed, is what that one was. 3/4 ton.
Oh, very nice.
Good stuff. That was my little fucking Riviera there. I mean, house, anyways, pole barn. You know.
Nick, how long have you been married?
In August will be 26 years.
26? That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, in August.
Congratulations, dude. I'm happy for you.
Hey, don't be. She still has 2 months to leave me. Nothing's guaranteed.
I told a girl I was working in I worked at Romeo and Brulius last night. Our truck was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I met the bartender, and she's like the bar manager or the bartender manager. She runs the bar, like she's the boss of the bar that answers only to the person that owns the place. And
good place to be.
I told her, hey, my wife had been married for 20 years. She's like, that's amazing, dude. No one lasts that long. I said, I know. I said, I'm actually pretty proud of that. And I'm pretty sure anyone that's married, that's been married for quite a time and they still love each other, they're probably proud of or happy about that too.
Well, what I did was I married a woman that anybody and everybody would love because she is what she is, and she is inherently lovable. And I married her before she was smart enough to avoid guys like me. And that's why it works.
Yeah, I know. I guess my wife liked me because I was like the bad boy, which I actually was, but
well, you are, yeah.
I'm a bad boy, but she liked that. She's like, when you turn your hat back around and it's like a fucking catcher's hat like this is what she likes the most, which I think is kind of crazy. But then I'm like, that's pretty cool because someday I won't have hair, wear the hat like that, But
well, all girls love the bad boy, and
they do.
And it's not because women are fundamentally flawed. I mean, they are, but so are we, just in different ways. But they love the bad boy because at the end of the day, they're fun and they're safe. If you're with a bad boy, that's a guy that will break someone's jaw for fucking with you. There's a safety element to it.
There is, and I think that's what they're attracted to, but they're also attracted to the uncertainty and the unpredictability and the excitement that comes along with it.
Correct. Yes, they do like
the
novelty.
I mean? Like
they like the novelty.
They want to feel safe and protected in one aspect, but they also want to have this life that's so fun and exciting that it's not boring.
It's a difficult dance, my man. It really is.
It is. And it's like
you got to be the rock hard, stable provider, and you got to be the bad boy that gives them excitement all at the same time. You got to give them just enough excitement to keep them excited, but not so much excitement that you risk your, financial, stability.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I realized that a couple of years ago, but I didn't really realize it until I read The Rational Male.
Yeah. Yeah. Rollo Tomassi.
He's like, Rollo Tomassi is like, look, alpha fucks, beta bucks. The girl wants the alpha. She wants to do the alpha and have their baby, but have the beta pay for it. So what women cannot find right now, and it kind of makes sense, is they cannot find the alpha male that is also the provider. It's either
Yeah.
that or the other. So like when you're both at the same time, it works really well. But
Yeah.
I also think that you have to have that mindset from the beginning. You have to be what you are. Like, you know, how people run game or frame, your frame of mind or your game or whatever it is, you have to be the alpha that does all these other things at the same time.
Well, I told my wife before we got married, we had a conversation, of course, as you do. I told her, do not expect me to change. I told her, I love you. You're fucking hot. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to have kids with you, all these things, right? But I told her, I am not going to change. I am going to draw. I am going to love muscle cars. I am going to smoke. I'm going to drink. You married a sailor, and a sailor you shall get. And if you don't like that, do not marry me, because it may change later on if I decide that some changes are necessary. But if it doesn't, that's not my problem. It really isn't. I am me. This is what you're marrying. I am going to marry you with the expectation that you're not going to change that much, and I'm not going to change that much either.
That is the most true thing that you can say about that.
And I don't, and if she would have said no, I wouldn't have married her. And not that I would have fucking killed me to lose her. God, I can't even imagine. But even as painful as that would be, I would rather be alone and be myself than be married to somebody who wants me to change in a way that I'm not willing to accept. I won't do that. And she was the same way. She was like, okay, well, that applies to you too, bro. She always told me, if you get fat, I'm not going to be as attracted to you, because that was kind of one of my things. Is like, weight gain, it happens. You go up, you go down, this and that. But I told her, like, if you're looking to get morbidly obese, this is not going to fucking work. And I also told her that, aside from medical conditions, if you don't have sex with me, I'll find someone else to fuck. Your mood is not my problem. Like, this is what it takes to be married to me.
Yeah, there's no dead bedrooms allowed.
No, there are no dead bedrooms allowed.
No dead bedrooms allowed, or it's
will not tolerate it.
Period.
No.
Period.
And I think that is the ingredient to a successful relationship, is when you lay all that shit down before you get 100% serious. You got to sell them. You got to tell them, like, hey, look, I'm going to be the earner. I'm going to be the worker. And, as per what is expected of men for the last 10,000 years, if I have to jump in front of a bullet for you, I will do it. I will slaughter people to keep you safe. I will die to keep you safe. I will work my ass off to provide. But I need you to be fucking relatively trim and down to bone on a regular basis. And I can't have too much back talk. And I don't mean back talk. I don't mean like, honey, I disagree with this. Can we talk? Yeah, that's cool. I just don't want no attitude. Yeah. You'd think that would be a fairly small price to pay for most women. Apparently it's fucking egregious and akin to slavery at this point, which I don't get. But again, I'd rather be alone.
What's so funny now is, like, I've been watching videos on YouTube, bro, and there's women complaining because guys are not even walking up to them or hitting on them anymore. They're not approaching them. They're not asking them out on dates. And they're like, I won't chase you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend an exorbitant amount of money on you when you're fucking another guy.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you not understand this? How can you not get through your head? If I'm spending money on you and I want you to be mine, and women are like, well, I'm my own person. Well, I'm sorry. When it comes to guys, either you're mine or you're everyone else's. If you are every other man's woman, I don't fucking want you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, my feelings will be hurt and my heart will be broken because I do love you, but my life will be better with fucking out you forever. You're a stepping stone and you're a lesson learned, so that I know I will never put up with that shit from a girl again.
Yeah, that kind of pain, man. It's just
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's not worth it. It really isn't.
It's the hardest fucking pain in the world, and I think almost every single man goes through that.
Every single fucking one. Even my middle child. My son Steven. He had himself a girlfriend, and he made the cardinal mistake of being a nice guy. he, I don't mean in the nice
Isn't
guy.
it so fucking weird that women say, "I want nice guys,"
They don't.
but they don't. They
No, no.
don't. They want the guy that's going to be like, "No, fuck you. I'll put you in your place. Shut up," kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So he would text her every morning and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And he would text her in the middle of the day, "Hey, how you doing?" Like he would be like he was very attentive, and apparently that gave her what they call
The ick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the fucking dumbest shit in the world.
And then she fucking dumped him, and he was like, "Dad, why is this happening?" And I was like, "Well, you were too fucking needy."
Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one.
And I had to explain to him. Well, he moved on. It didn't affect him greatly, but I had to explain to him that what Rocky's saying has been saying this whole fucking time, that they say they want one thing, but they really want another, and you're just gonna have to deal with that dichotomy, and you're gonna have to fucking navigate those waters, even though
you gotta learn to read with it. That's what you gotta do. Some women like that.
The hardest part about that is the medium is the message. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? The way that she acts is what she's telling you. Because what I've realized being around a bunch of women and working with them, especially my wife and everyone else, they say what they feel and not exactly what they mean, which is completely opposite from you and me. Like, I will say what I mean to you so that you understand what I'm communicating to you. I
Rocky,
do actually what I feel. You know what I mean?
Rocky,
yo,
you're an ugly piece of shit, and your hairline bothers me.
Whatever.
Oh, there we go.
I can't do anything about my hairline, dude.
Hey,
if I could make it better, I would.
Yeah, so would I. No, I'm just trying to illustrate your point. Yeah, we can say insulting things and talk shit, and it's all good, man. It is what it is. But yeah, to weaponize that sort of thing is just that. I don't get the mentality behind that.
That's what a lot of them do. And then
I know, man. I know.
And then
one thing I like about being a guy is the fact that we can all fucking sit around here and we can talk shit and we can insult each other, sometimes gravely, and
we all could go like, hey, like this.
The funnier it is.
Fuck you, motherfuckers, like that, right. And no one gets fucking pissed off.
But the thing is like, I think the things that we tell each other, it's to make the individual person that we're telling it to better. It's not to bring them down. It's to make them better. And the opposite goes in their direction, where they say, do this and do that. And it actually makes it worse for them in the long run. I'm going to find myself. So I'm going to have 20 dicks inside me. Okay.
Well, that's the reason why guys talk so much shit, We need to know the guy next to us is not going to fucking fold under pressure. It's a reason why we talk shit. The reason why we insult each other. The reason why I say I banged fucking Gilly's mom, which I did, by the way. She was great. But that's
if my mom watches, she's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
But that's the reason why we do this. We can't have the guy next to us falling apart when shit gets bad. We can't have the guy next to us getting all fucking butthurt because we say something, out of turn, and that's the reason why, we do what we do. We talk a lot of shit.
Yep.
And I don't understand the culture lately that is devoid of that.
It's because all they think about, Mick, is they think about their feelings. They don't think about what reality is and what you're saying to them. They only think about how they feel about what you're saying, and they don't consider, is this reality or not?
I guess so.
You know what I mean? Like it's the only thing. It's the only thing that I can come up with, because my oldest son, my son Andrew, right, my stepson, he was one of those kids that was always feeling. And before Grunt Style came out with that shit, you know, long before Grunt Style came out. I know I have crazy eyes right now. Long before that, when we were in Guantanamo Bay and I had been gone for 2 years and then I came back, right? I was like, life is not fucking fair.
No.
Do
No.
not ever expect anything to be fucking fair. Even when it's fair, it's not really fair because someone is being held back to make it fair because people are at different levels and they perform at different levels. And some people are better performers than others. Some people are smarter than others. Some people have physical superiority than others.
True.
And what's going on is all these fucking goddamn crybabies. They're like, my feelings. I'm mad that you said I'm stupid. Well, can you add 2 + 2, or is 2 + 2 4 or 3? If they say it's 3, well, you're fucking stupid, fuckface. But anyways,
well, the feelings thing, it's kind of a difficult thing to talk about feelings because the more modern people, they get their feelings hurt over the dumbest shit, right?
All the time.
But when we talk shit, when you give me an insult, when you insult me and it's a zinger that I didn't see coming, and it's actually like really creative, it's like, God damn, bro, I think we're best friends now. Like, I operate off of feelings too, but the things that evoke the feelings, the things that cause the feelings, I think are different.
I think so because
if someone talks crazy shit to me, but they're witty and they're funny and they want to see what I'm made of, that's kind of like, well, it was like the military banter, when we're all in the military. It was all just one big, long, circular exercise and all of us testing what each other was made of to make sure that we could trust the guy next to us. I mean, that's the whole point of shit talking.
In a sense, what everyone was doing was they were shit testing. They were shit testing each other.
Yes, exactly.
And that is what women do.
Precisely.
Like I wish I had an audience so I could say, like, look, women are going to shit test you. They're going to test you to see if you buckle under what they want or if you stand your ground and put them in their place. And it sounds bad when I say that, and it's not the M word where I hate them. It's like, if you want me to be the leader, then shut up and do what I tell you because I may see things and know things that you don't know. And if you're going to let me lead, then shut up and let me lead. And if something's wrong, question me on it, but don't do it in a disrespectful way. And we'll come to an understanding that, hey, I did this because this, and this. Why did you think that? Well, I thought this, and this. Well, what about what I said? This, and this. Does that cancel that out and make it not even important? And they'll be like, well, yeah.
Yeah, see, I run my family. I run my family like the military. When the chief or the CSO or whoever tells you to do something, even if you don't agree with it, you just fucking do it. You don't ask questions, you do it. And then after the fact, you can go up to them and say, hey, I didn't think that was a great call. Why did you do that? After the fact, you can always have a conversation. You can always question their orders after the thing is done.
Yeah.
But in the moment, you need to shut the fuck up and do what your commanding officer tells you to fucking do. And I run my family the same way. I am open to criticism. I am open to debate. I am open to all sorts of things. Believe me, I'm a human. I'm not fucking perfect. None of us are. And there's been times when I've gone, bull testicle fucking aggressive on things. And the wife was like, I'm not sure that's such a great thing to do, And after the fact, she was like, hey, I don't think that was the best way to go about this. And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, okay.
You know what? That
maybe is maybe I went a little hard there, but
that is true.
Point is, you need to run your family like you run the military. You are the man of the house. You are the decision maker, and you need to consider all of the people that are under your wings because whatever you say, whatever you do affects all of them. And if you make the wrong decision, you're going to fucking hurt them, sometimes very badly, and you have to be aware of that responsibility. You have to be aware of that accountability. But when the whole thing is said and done, whether it comes out good or it comes out bad, you got to be able to sit down and have your wife, or even your children sometimes, say, hey, I wasn't real wild about what you did. There has to be that feedback. There has to be that, communication, and, like the military, never in the moment, but afterward, because that's the only way you're going to strengthen yourselves. That's the only way you're going to improve. That's the only way you're going to tighten your tactics and make everything, more seamless the next time you all go out to do something.
That is so true. I had a day like that last week.
Tell me.
My kids, where I was really angry with them for something, and then maybe I blew my lid off. I don't know. I got mad.
It happens.
It brought things. It brought up a lot of things that I have gone through in the past that kind of like make me angry.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife talked to me about it, and it wasn't a fun time. And she talked to me about it, and then I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I did wrong, so I'm going to go apologize.
Yep.
And I'm humble enough for whatever it is to apologize when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But when I'm not wrong, I'll fucking stand my ground. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Yep, that's where I'm at, man.
If I know what the truth is, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to change my fucking mind. Ever.
Yep,
I don't care if you point a gun at my head.
Yeah, in my family, it's pretty much generally understood. And I'm not bragging here, believe me, I'm not. But it's pretty much generally understood that I'm always right. Because generally, I am always right.
Me too.
But if I'm a passionate individual, I'm an emotional person like anybody, and sometimes, I get overly sad or overly angry. It happens from time to time. I think with most people, I'm willing to admit it. Most aren't, but I'm willing to admit it. And then when they come to me, and say, hey, that wasn't, what I expected of you. I agree. And I do what I can to make sure that doesn't happen in perpetuity. You don't want to let that sort of thing be a pattern. Everyone's prone to it. Every last fucking person in the world. I mean, we all have emotions. But as per what you were saying, Rock, you can't let them rule you. You have to take your emotion.
Like I know, and it's like, I'm an emotional guy too. But
we all are.
Like when I got out of the Navy, dude, I was so fucking angry. I was angry that with the election, I was angry with the country, the direction the country was going in. I don't care if I make anyone fucking mad. I thought everything that the other people were trying to do was fucking stupid and going to destroy my freedom and my life and my country and my family.
Yeah.
And I was angry, dude. I was angry. So I was like, I went on YouTube and I found like the MGTOW channels. I found like Sandman MGTOW. If you know who Sandman is,
I do. Yeah.
He's one of the oldest and one of the best, and he still delivers the best. My wife hates his voice, but she cannot.
His voice is really annoying.
His noise. I guess he does the noise to disguise himself because he actually had witches casting spells on him to make him sick.
Oh,
it actually happened. Like he got sick for a while. I don't know the guy, but I remember watching it, right? And I was like, he had this guy that he was sponsoring his book called Stoic Indifference. So I read that book. I had to read books on stoicism just to get out of the emotional haze that everybody's trying to get you in, so you can actually think clearly and logically so that you don't make mistakes.
I just sent you something.
You sent me something?
Yeah, it's in the group chat.
I just got it.
Tupper, you got everything ready to go?
Yeah, we're getting gas right now. I just pulled up to get gas, and we're hitting the road.
Is he all the way in the back?
Yes.
How long is it going to take you to get to Missouri, bro?
About 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours.
Okay.
You did get my email address, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
And
it.
which way is it going to take you? Do you know yet?
I don't know. I haven't put it in yet. I haven't plugged it in.
Okay.
I should have done that before I jump back on here, but
He hasn't put it in yet.
it's not. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Send it to me again in a text message.
Right. Right. There you go.
Got that natty light going on.
That's only 2 today, so that's only 2.
Yeah, you know.
Shit.
It be what it be, yo.
I'm still recovering from fucking Friday to Saturday.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I thought it was still Saturday. Ugh.
Shit. I woke up today thought it was fucking Monday.
4 hours and 50 minutes.
Which way is it having taken in? Through Columbia?
There's 2 of them. No, it actually cuts across beforehand. Hang on here.
What are you driving, Hodge? What kind of ride you got going on there?
I couldn't hear you. What?
Ford Explorer is what he got.
What kind of ride?
Yeah, it's a 2019 Explorer.
Okay. What kind of engine? Is it the 4-cylinder Ecotec?
No, it's a 3.5 V6.
Okay. Yep. I got the same motor in my Edge. Yeah, good motor.
Oh, so it's got me going through Illinois. Fuck.
Be prepared for fucking toll roads, man.
No, there's no toll roads, but
Now that part of Illinois, there's not.
I got to take something off my head.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What's it got you going through Quincy or something like that?
I don't know. I got to look here.
Yeah, I remember when I moved out here between Syracuse, New York, and probably Iowa, we spent hundreds of dollars in tolls going through I-90. It was fucking ridiculous. And this is back.
It's got me going.
This is back in
Hannibal.
2008.
Hannibal? Damn.
Yeah, I cut through Hannibal, so I come down 67. I got to get to Carthage, and then I head south and get to Hannibal, and then Monroe City.
36. Highway 36 over.
Yep. Instead of going 70, which is fine with me. I got to go get some water real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
Landon, don't let anybody steal you.
Love those seats, by the way. Nice seats.
Those are nice seats. What kind of car is that?
Two-tone leather, yeah.
The what?
Explorer.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? Like every car name has like a sexual innuation in it.
Mine don't.
Like Explorer, explore her in the Ford Explorer. Go on an expedition on her in the Ford Expedition. Go on an excursion with her on the Ford Excursion, right? You know, there's some names that just like have this thing where you're like, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. I can't help it.
I've got a Ford Lightning, which I guess you could probably make fun of that. But my other car, I got a Chrysler 300. What are you going to do with 300?
Dude, we had a dude when Heidi and I were in the Navy and we are still stationed at Seal Beach.
Yeah.
We had an MA1 there, dude. Short black guy. Dude was a pimp. He had a Chrysler 300. Remember in 2003, 2004, 2005 how the Chrysler 300s looked fucking awesome?
I used to work on them. Yeah.
Yeah. They looked really good. And he had one, dude, and he was like, he had the tinted windows and the rims and everything. And I think it was silver, dude. It was silver, but the rims were fucking chrome. And at that moment, the chrome and the silver really went well together, right? And the tinted windows. And he pulled the window down. He's like, "What's up, man?" And we're like, "What's up, dude?" We didn't recognize him at first, but it was like, and we saw these other girls that were looking at him, and they were just like, you know, it was pretty funny. And he
Yeah,
was,
the one that
I think he was single
got,
at the time.
yeah, the one that I got has a black paint job, very heavily flaked, and so it sparkles in the sun.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's
Cool.
got the black leather interior. It's got the Beats by Dre sound system. It's all-wheel drive. It's got the 365 horsepower, 5.7 Hemi. This thing is a fucking dream car, man. I mean, everything I've ever wanted in a car. I can't ask for a whole lot more. I mean, the thing is fucking brutally powerful. I mean, 365 horse is no fucking joke, you know? Ugh. And it's got the two-tone, chrome and black rims. And
So you got married in 1999?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did. And I did everything wrong. Oh my God, I did everything wrong. I got her number, and then I called her before her vacation was over. You know, she had a vacation, and she said, "Yeah, don't call me before this time because I'm going to be away with my parents, going camping and whatnot." And I called her, and it turns out that the camping thing didn't really go that well, and they got in a couple days early. And 2 weeks in, 2 weeks in, I told her I loved her, which is a giant red flag, huge fucking mistake. You don't fucking do that, right? And 3 weeks in, I was talking about marriage. And I got so badly burned by a relationship before her, not because of the girl herself, but because of her parents and the fact that we were young and everything. You know, I didn't want to be a part of any relationship at all. And, she kind of fell in my lap. And
We're not selling rock stars.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude, like, I think the girl that you're supposed to be with, if that's really the truth, that there is the one, which I don't believe in. There's a lot of ones, you know what I mean? But I think the one that would maybe fit you the best, it happens in a way that it's just fucking natural.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I enforce that too.
I tell my sons, I'm like, you don't need to work hard to get a girl. You don't want a girl that you got to chase after and pay money for and all this other crap. If she likes you, she'll make it easy.
Yeah,
and if she likes you, that's even better. If she likes you a little bit more than you like her, it works out the best.
It does. It does.
It will always work out the best, because if you like her, but she likes you more, that means that you are going to make decisions that will not be stupid per se. They'll be more smarter, and she'll end up probably respecting you and appreciating you for that if she actually has the ability to think outside of what she feels.
Yeah, that's true. And when we got together, like I said, I told her I loved her after 2 weeks. We were talking about marriage after 3 weeks. This may sound crazy. This may sound fucking nuts, because I was 19 when I met her, 20 at the time. We didn't actually sleep with each other until 2 months in. And
There's nothing wrong with that.
I did that intentionally. She was ready. I mean, we played, we did the things, but
I like it.
I wasn't going to go there until I was absolutely sure that she was a sure thing.
Dude.
I was at a point in my life where yes, of course I wanted pussy. I've got, what fucking guy doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And and she's so beautiful. It was hell waiting 2 months to sleep.
It was the same thing with me. Like I met Heidi and I was like, man, I was like, I like her from the second I meet her, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean she likes me though.
Correct.
And
yes.
So, she liked me, and she would do things. She would always find a way to be around me at all times. Like the way
that's pretty special.
You know what I mean? And so I don't think what I wish we had like a billion followers so I could tell guys, look, if a girl wants you, she'll make it easy for you, and you won't have to do anything. You can just be yourself. And if she likes you for you, then that's great, right? not just what you can give her. If she likes you for you, she's going to love what you give her because you're going to work harder to provide for her and take care of her than you ever would if you were just trying to get her to trying to win her heart. You know what I mean? There's a purpose instead of you have a purpose instead of an end goal kind of thing, right? But that end goal never gets met because they're always going to want more. And so
the thing is, I think there's a certain a primal instinct that all men have, and all women have too. And I think that primal instinct has been subverted by, the powers that be in the press and so on and so forth. I really do think so. Because, when I met, Charlene, oh my God, I was so smitten by her. I had her picture.
Was this in Washington or somewhere else?
This was in Everett. This was after we got to the boat. I got to the boat in April, and I met her in August. And I had her picture up on my rack, And my God, she was so fucking beautiful. I mean, she still is fucking beautiful, but God damn, she was so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, we know what you do with that picture.
I still got it, actually. Believe it or not, I still got that picture.
Maybe the ones around him too. You never know.
Okay, so what happened was that was a family photo that got taken about a year before I met her, and for my birthday, I think, like probably 10 years ago, she had it framed, and so I'm going to show you this. This is the first picture that I had of her, and this is the one that I had on my rack the entire time I was on the Fife. Hold on.
I don't think he caught what I said, did he?
I don't think he caught what I said.
You guys are fuckers, man.
So here we are.
Yep.
Very pretty.
Yep. Now, Mick, did you catch what I said?
That's what I got myself into when I was 19 years old, and it's still fucking worth every little bit of it.
Now, Mick, did you catch what I said earlier?
No, I didn't. Go on.
When you said you had a picture on your rack, like, we know what you're doing with that picture that night. Come on now.
And then Thumper said, you know what other guys are probably doing with that picture at night too?
All the ones around you.
like
the bunkie across from you.
Dude, I did like a 6-month period.
Is the worst job ever.
Dude, I did a 6-month period with Heidi. Like, we were friends, right? And I actually did friend zone her. Like, before the term was friend zone, that's what I did. And I did it because I was like, this girl's awesome. And when you like a girl a lot, the sexual stuff takes over, right? It becomes first. And then you end up having sex with the girl and everything goes fucking wrong, right? I didn't want to do that. So, we hung out for like 6 months together. And, I was very I was a prude, man. You would have called me a fucking prude. Compared to the way that I was before, I was a fucking prude. But I did not want to mess things up with this girl. Because I thought that she had a fucking heart of gold. And, later on, we did the stuff that married couples do. I did not make it. I did not make it the fucking focus of everything, which I think worked out in the long run.
Yeah, that makes sense, man.
So you driving to Missouri right now, Thumper?
Yep. It's saying I'll be there, and the number keeps going down because how I drive. It's saying I'll be there.
I know how you drive. I remember that shit.
Saying 2319 right now.
Yep.
You ever see that movie?
2319 Monsters Incorporated. 2319.
I'm cruising at 85 right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't get arrested.
Hey, I will tell you
I can't get pulled over because I got a firearm and I got some other good stuff. It wouldn't be good.
Hey, Thumper, I'll tell you once you hit Hannibal, right? You'll get out Hannibal a little bit. You got to watch for those speed traps on 36. Got to.
I know. I've gone through Hannibal. I don't know how many times.
Okay.
Them fuckers, man, they're everywhere.
Well, yeah, all the way from Hannibal to Macon on Highway 36, man, they're fucking, it's shitty right there sometimes.
Yeah, I went through there a year ago, two years ago.
Yep.
2 years ago when we went fucking on the way back from New Orleans.
Yep.
I took a different way back up here from New Orleans. So, but yeah, they're bad. I used to drive through there all the time too when I lived in Arkansas.
Yep.
And fucking they hit that place hard. They've been doing that for 30 fucking years.
Oh yeah. Now, Dad, today when Mom and Dad came to pick Zeus up this afternoon, Dad was like, "There was a big wreck on the way from between Columbia and Fulton on I-70." I said, "Dad, it'll be okay." They told me again. I said, "Dad, it'll be cleaned up by the time we're going to be going through that area."
Oh yeah, yeah.
He didn't realize we was leaving. He thought you was on your way down, before.
Oh.
I said, "He's not even back from DC yet."
Man, I tell you what, DC was that was pretty awesome because I went through the training, and we would go till like the average was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, and then we would have dinner from 6 to 8, and then do whatever. And I went out a little bit, but I went down to the 7-Eleven. I got a case of Yingling, went back to my fucking room, and chilled because I knew that fucking one, I don't sleep much, and having a fucking roommate really sucked.
Especially a Missouri roommate that likes the Cardinals.
Yeah, from fucking down by St. Louis. No, he was cool though. I talked a shit ton of smack to him though.
Did he give it right back to you?
Fan. He tried.
What he did?
But he didn't have a good leg to stand on because of the games,
Well, Navy level shit talking, man. That's like
and he was fucking Navy, prior Navy. So
yeah, really, he was.
But he was a
prior Navy.
He was an Airedale. Is what he was.
Oh, he was.
Okay, those guys are faggots. So whatever. They're not actually Navy. They're Air Force on a ship.
He was like an AT, and then they switched him to AW or whatever. Yep. But he was prior Navy, fucking from Missouri, Cardinals fucking fan. There's like, what the fuck? And it's funny because like,
and you're telling me this guy
we were like
shit talk?
We were all like, so like there was 16 of us there for the Warrior Summit. Yeah. And it was funny because like him and I, like we would like for because they fed us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, and snacks. I mean, they paid for everything. And fucking they like we when we would come into the conference room to get our food, everybody was like, "Oh wait, shit, hang on, I haven't got up there yet," because we would protein load all of our fucking food. So like all of the fucking chicken and eggs in the morning, and I mean, we would fucking load our plate up, and they're like, wait, because they didn't have it. Like they would have to make more a lot of times because we would go in there and eat so much protein, fucking all the different proteins that they had for all 3 meals.
Yep.
So we started letting everybody else eat first, like get all their food, and then him and I would go up and fucking, because he was a big old dude too. He was like a fucking, he does bodybuilding. He was a big dude.
And he couldn't shit talk being a Cardinals fan. What the hell?
He could, but I shut it down. I mean, come on. You're going up against me.
You tried to shut me down. You never shut me down. Fuck. Come on now. I'll still go shit talk. You gotta
come with your A game. He didn't know. He didn't know me.
Yeah, when you sent me that text, I'm like, guess where my roommates are at before I can answer? Missouri. He's Cardinals fan. I was like, oh shit. And then you said he liked to talk. I was like, oh, this is a match made in heaven right here.
No, dude, That was one thing. He could talk, man. He was a talker. I was like, holy shit, man.
I told Lil Tate that, right? Lil Tate goes, he started laughing. He goes, I'm just going to run for his money. I was like, exactly.
No,
you
dude,
like to talk too.
I can talk, yeah, absolutely. But he could really talk. I mean, it's cool. It's whatever. But yeah, it was interesting for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing on that one. I was like, son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
Look, I ain't checked the scores today.
I have not been able to. I think the last time I did see it, I was down 2 or something.
Yeah, we won 7-0 today.
So now you're what? 2 down or?
Let me see. I don't even know if y'all. All right, y'all lost 2-0.
Oh shit. Okay.
All right,
Brewers?
Well, I'm trying to find their fucking score right now. Oh, Rockies beat them. 4-3. 4-3 in 11 innings.
Wow.
Okay, let me see the standings now. All right. They're 2 behind you, and I'm 2.5 behind you.
Okay. Yeah, you were 3.5. Yep.
Yep.
Because they won yesterday and you guys did not.
Yep.
Yeah, that puts you 3.5. So yeah, that makes sense. Damn. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened today then.
No, we won yesterday.
So you said, hey, Hodge.
Yeah.
You said you had what? A female pilot? A what?
Yeah. That dude, so the
blonde
one, picture I sent you?
One? Yeah.
Yeah. She was the pilot. The dude was the co-pilot, and then the lady standing in front of them was the stewardess.
And she did a good job, right?
Yeah, actually she did. And she was younger.
Good for her, man. She was able to do it. I'm proud of her and I'm happy for her. She earned her place doing that.
But those pants did do her no justice, so those pants did not.
They did in person.
They don't.
They did in person.
I mean, the picture, I'm like, she ain't got no ass on her.
Oh, no, she did. And the stewardess did, too.
I just remember saying, pray for me, I might crash.
No, I said, pray for me because my pilot is hot as fuck.
Yeah,
well, you know Thumper, he's going to be like fucking trying to fuck her.
Unfortunately, they locked the doors, you know?
Well, we can't have, Thumper thumping everyone.
Oh, shit.
Hey, people, that's how he got the name Thumper, because he likes to fucking thump. He likes to fucking like a rabbit.
Dude, that's every guy in the fucking world, unless you don't have a sex drive. Dude, my sex drive now is probably the same I had in the 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Like teen years. Like, it's not stopped.
Oh, mine too.
It probably will stop the day that I drop dead or I die in my sleep. But it's not ever going to stop.
No, I still wake up with not every morning, but enough. I still wake up with fucking raging erections, man. It hasn't gone away.
Shit, when I do that, I just turn Pornhub on when I do that. Like, okay, let's take care of this motherfucker right now.
And who do you spank it to?
Well, there's a few of them. The fucking Bills, the Gills. Come on now. Cougars, come on now.
Well,
older women, younger women, come on now.
He's just gonna look out his window at that
I was like, I didn't think you were going to say names. I was just joking, bro.
I got a peace leave. It works really well.
Fucking 70-year-old fucking granny sucking dick. Come on now.
Dude, you remind me
older girls need love too, okay? Don't
when you say that shit, it reminds me of fucking Billy Madison. It's Dirty Magazine Day. It's Dirty Magazine Day.
Exactly.
Hey, Smitty talked to us, and I was messaging him because I found the page again. It says, Rocky, we're pulling a 12 to 13 hour shift right now, brother. I'm getting
he's down the
still in
shipyards.
for my night shift. When things slow down here, I'll get there, get on there with you guys. I said, okay, cool. But I said, hey, we might end the cast early to make sure Gilly and Thumper are good to drive to NC after this. So if we cannot talk tonight, maybe we can talk on the 4th if you can. And he said, and then I wrote, if you got to work, no problem, bro. Rather you concentrate on work and safety so I can talk to you later, which, I'd rather he do what he's got to do and be okay so I can talk to him later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I've said before, we'll see if he ever gets on. He said he'd get on before, too. So
I think he'll come on. I hope he does.
Well, I want him to too, though. But Smith, he's a Rolling Stone. We all know that.
I would love to get Smitty on here. Him and I, on the boat, we became great friends. Now he was a big time paleontologist. He loved dinosaurs.
Oh, dude, dinosaurs was what we used to talk about all the time.
And so he was on the smoke deck. I went to go have a cigarette. He didn't smoke, but he was talking to somebody. And he was saying to people, to the person he was talking to, is like, yeah, there was this one dinosaur that had a 9-inch thick chunk of bone in his skull, And I knew what it was. And I
know it's the one that has the thing, right? It's like a duck-billed dinosaur.
Yeah, well, no, it was a little bit duck-billed, but the more prominent factor was the fact that it had a 9-inch thick skull.
Yeah.
And I heard him talking, and I'm like, you talk about a pachycephalosaurus? He's like, holy shit, you know what that is? I'm like, fuck yeah, bro.
Is that the one that acts like a ram?
Yeah.
They're the ones that, they have the big dome skull, right? And they crash.
Big dome skull.
The one I'm thinking of, it's like the duck bill, but then it has this thing that goes back.
You're talking about a Lambeosaurus.
Yeah.
A Lambeosaurus has the duck bill with the crest on the head. Yeah.
Yeah, the crest.
Yeah. But Smitty was talking about a very obscure dinosaur, and I knew exactly what it was. And after that, man, we were fucking really good friends. I gave him a copy of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And, we go shoot together. He'd come over to my house and hang out, especially after shooting, cleaning parties. You make sure all the guns are unloaded, make sure everything's safe. And then you pop open the fucking pack of ice house and drink beer and go to town on cleaning the guns, And because the armory on the Navy base was such a pain in the ass, he actually used to keep his guns over at my house, because it was a safe place. And his only stipulation was, and I never really did it, but his only stipulation was you can shoot him anytime you want. Just, make sure you take care of him. Don't scratch him, clean him up afterwards, which is a reasonable request.
No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, but he had a Model 629 Smith & Wesson mountain gun. He had a Kimber 45.
Kimbers, dude, those things are fucking expensive.
Fucking beautiful gun. No, he had some guns at my house that
was it a 1911?
I have a Kimber I'm bringing with me.
Yeah, it was a Kimber 1911. It was the original.
Dude, those things are fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, but Smitty and I, we bonded, pretty early and pretty closely based on, shared values and so on and so forth. And yeah, he's a Rolling Stone. He's always going to be. He reminds me of my Uncle Pete. My Uncle Pete died back in 2018, and I mourn him deeply. But he was the same type of guy, man. He couldn't stay in any one place for very long, and when he died, he was actually an interstate trucker, which makes perfect fucking sense.
That's why Smitty ain't done that yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right. It would be perfect for him. I want to get Smitty on this podcast, though, because, he's got his flaws and his foibles and fucking this and that and so on and so forth. But that dude is a fucking gold mine of experience and knowledge. He really is.
Shit, I remember my first...
That is one thing that's true. Like, he has a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and he probably has a lot of good things to say, but it's just no one's ever going to fucking listen.
Yeah,
like,
well,
Well, my first memories...
We probably say very wise and very smart and wisdomy things, but no one listens to us. So
I remember my first experience with Smitty when he first got to the boat. He found out where the weight room was at. I was in there. He's like, I can outlift you. I'm bigger because he was bigger than I was. You know, about the same height, but he was a little wider.
He was stockier. Oh. He was stockier.
I was like,
a fucking beast. No, he was a fucking beast, man.
He was like,
I said, okay. I said, we're gonna find out. We started doing it. He found out real quick he couldn't outlift me at all. He's like, God damn. I said, hey, you know, I said, I've always done this. I said, you're strong too. But remember, there's always somebody out there that's going to be a little stronger. Doesn't matter if you're big or not at all. Remember Lieutenant Haynes, Rocky, we got to Japan? How big that motherfucker was?
Yeah, he was supposed to be a pro football player or a baseball player. I forget.
Yeah. And
neither one.
I mean, he set the bench press record fucking Yokosuka, right? 550 pounds at that time. And he's like, he said, Gilly, he said, let's load you up. I said, I ain't be able to lift what you're lifting. He said, no, we're going to see how far you go. That's what hit 425. He said, pound for pound, you're stronger than me. Because I'm like 4 times your size, and you're weighing 170 fucking pounds.
Dude, he was like 6'5" or 6'6". Dude. That dude was big.
You benched 425.
Yeah, he did.
On the 5, yeah.
Fucking hell,
Gilly was probably one of the strongest people on that ship.
Well, when it came down,
when you go to height, weight, and everything like that, he was probably one of the strongest guys ever at that point.
See, Mick, when in high school, my bench press was 350, my incline was 350, my squats was 750, my deadlift was 500 in high school.
I feel like a pussy now.
But you got to remember, too, I grew up hauling hay, too. You know, helping down construction, right? So I had both types of fucking muscle. I didn't lift weights till my freshman year at all.
You know? That just makes it worse, man. Yeah. You know, I worked back in 2017, 2018. I did a 5x5 powerlifting regimen to get my strength up. And I did enter the 1,000-pound club, which is not terribly impressive, but I'm proud.
But a lot of people don't ever get that far. They don't.
But my best deadlift was my best squat was 315. My best deadlift was 425, and my best bench was 285, which is fucking nothing compared to what you're talking about. I kind of feel like a bitch now.
See, like Boswell, this was me and Rocky first got there, right? That Boswell. You remember those, Rocky? You remember those seawater strainers for Jennifer? Those little ones? Still heavier than hell? They were picking them up, right? You know, small ones. And they're like, Gilly, can you pick this up? I went over there, picked it. And there's holy shit. All on my way over there. I said, I'm coming. You know, and that's why I'm so fucked up.
Underestimate my strength. They just don't realize I'm retarded. So I've got that strength going for me.
But I will tell you, one of the strongest motherfuckers on the ship that ever was fucking Wood. He had that true retard strength. He did.
Yeah, Hines was strong as fuck too, wasn't he?
But Wood, he had the retard like fucking sling blade strength right there. He did.
Fucking stupid strong. Well, there was a what was his name? Samuel. You all remember Samuel?
Last name. What's the last name?
That is his last name, Samuel.
First name. What rate? What rate?
I think he was an EW or an ET. Either an EW or an ET. He was a topsider. But he was probably 5'9", yoked as fuck. And he came into Radar 1 time. I forgot why. You know, he didn't have no beef or nothing, you know. And we decided he was the biggest guy in the room, so we were going to attack him. And so, you know when you in the Navy, you kind of get into a space, you dog the door down, and you roll. We rolled with Samuel. It was fucking 3 of us. And
did he roll your asses up?
Dude, he fucking kicked 3 people's asses at the same time. The dude wrapped his arm around my neck and threw me over him like I was a fucking fly.
Do you still have contact with this guy?
I don't. No. I don't. We after I left the Fife, we weren't friends or anything like that. So I had no reason to keep contact with him. We had no particular association with one another. But I remember that one time. I think it was the ET. I think it was the ET3 or ET2. But yeah, dude, he fucking came into Radar 1. We jumped him, and he kicked all of our fucking asses. It was ridiculous.
Well,
I've never been I've never been thrown like that in my life, and I've never felt so helpless in the arms of another human being. Like, I'm pretty confident in my ability to fight. I'm 6 foot tall. I'm 220. I work out. Generally speaking, I can handle myself. That fucking guy, man, he just tossed us all around like rag dolls, and then he left Radar 1 just fucking laughing. It was embarrassing.
well, that's like Rocky. A lot of people didn't realize how good a wrestler he was when he got to the Fife, right? He shut up a lot of fucking people really fucking quick.
They had no clue what they were dealing with when they dealt with me.
So
They really did. Like I was
Greco-Roman, or like what'd you do?
I did freestyle, Greco-Roman, and collegiate.
Okay, so you did catch the catch can and all that stuff.
Yeah, so like I just said, yeah, I used to wrestle because I did not I think that because I did not really accomplish anything in college, it wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
No, you went to college.
I went to college and I wrestled a little bit, but then I joined the Navy. So there was no I guess no cockiness, you could say. Like
Right.
I know what I can do, but I don't know what I can do against other people unless I know what they can do. But I was just like, well, fuck it. If you guys want to go for it, let's fucking go.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I pretty much whooped everyone's fucking ass.
And he did too. It's like everyone's like, well, you wrestled Gilly and Rocky wrestled. I said, he's a better wrestler than me, far but up. He started way earlier days than I ever did. And they're like, Rocky's gonna take you. I said, he probably will, and he did too. I was like, I already know I'm gonna get my ass whooped on this one.
I wonder what would have happened if I would have been wrestling at the age of 5. If I would have started wrestling at the age of 5 years old, would I be a UFC fighter right now?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
I would be a 47-year-old UFC fighter. So my prime would have been from like 18 to like probably 40, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Not many of them made it to 40.
no,
A lot of them,
yeah.
Especially back in the day when UFC didn't really have no fucking rules.
Well, I told my son this, and I don't think anyone likes what I'm going to say right now, but I'll say it. I said, I told him, look, he was like, Dad, I'm really tired. He went to a wrestling camp at Appalachian State this week, right? He was gone all week. So he comes back, he's really tired. I'm like, dude, that's not a big deal. And he's like, well, Dad, my wrist hurts and all this stuff. I said, well, you got to eat healthy, right? You got to eat right. I said, you also have to work out. If you know you have a weakness, what do you do to it? You work that weakness out so it's not a weakness anymore, right? Right?
It sounds like good parenting to me.
And I told him, I said, look, these are the deadliest people in the world. You have wrestlers, you have UFC fighters, and you have special operations and special forces in the military. And I guarantee you the special operations, which is like the SEALs, and the special forces, which is like the Delta Force and the Green Berets and whoever else we don't fucking know about, they're the most deadly. They're taught to kill. In fighting, you're taught to submit. You know kill moves, but you're going to be taught to submit. So who's going to be the most deadly out of all? I said, so wrestlers are up there with that. You have to be a track star and a power lifter at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
True.
It makes sense what I'm saying, right? You got to be a power lifter, and you got to be able to run like a mile, and you got to be able to fucking lift like 500 pounds, like nothing, right? And I said, you have to train yourself. I said, the most deadly people will always be the military. The UFC, yeah, they're great, they're good, but they are not taught, from what I know, to fucking actually kill you like you will in a military battle.
Well, the
I
human
just
body,
told him this before we got on the podcast today, and I was
well,
like,
the human body is meant to do certain things.
huh?
Running long distance is not one of them.
No.
We are meant to do two things: strike and lift heavy objects, and to sprint, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about marathon, remember the story about marathon? That
Yeah,
dude sprinted 26.12 miles.
and then died.
Yeah, he died, but he sprinted it, right? And that's where
Which
you
means we ain't supposed to fucking do that. We're
No, we're
supposed
not.
to be.
We're not.
But when you're wrestling, you got to run with the cross country runners of wrestling. You know, keep that stamina up. Got to.
Dude, I had a senior chief in Seal Beach. His name was Shane, and he was a STG or an STS, right? A sonar technician. He's senior chief, dude. He made chief in 9 years and senior chief in 13 years, and he didn't make master chief. But this dude was one of these guys that would do those runs that was like 100 miles nonstop. The dude ran for 100 miles. I'm like, dude, that I don't even know if I could even do that. And this guy was doing it. It was like, it's crazy. And of course, he's the one PTing us during the chief season. You know, so
yeah, so he was like Dave Scroggins runs fucking those on the same fucking bouts like that.
Yeah, he was probably like that dude that was in the military. I don't know. There's a black guy. I don't know his name. He's really famous for like pain makes you stronger. He's a black guy.
Groggins. He was a Navy SEAL. Groggins. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy runs. Yeah.
Groggins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that's the guy I was talking about, Rocky, right there.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know his name, but it's just it's interesting when you go into that stuff because it's like, you know, I'm trying to give my son perspective. It's like, look, there's two ways to go about it. You're going to fight to win, or you're going to fight to kill. If you kill him, you win.
Well, and speaking of that, that's one of the reasons why Joe Rogan quit competing because he almost killed a guy. Yeah. And his sensei goes, "It's gonna happen. You got to have your mindset in there. If it happens, it happens. Plain simple." That's what he said. No, my heart really ain't. His heart wasn't really into it like that. You know.
That's where you know the difference between real combat arms and you know, a sport is your body is strong, but your mind is weak at that point. Because if you almost kill somebody and it affects you to where you leave that, that tells me your mind is weaker than it needs to be because you need to be able to
know your enemy and know yourself.
Accept it, you know.
I got a question, Thumper. You have a body count, of course, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever slid a knife into somebody?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one.
Okay. I only ask that, you know, I'm not trying to put you on the spot or nothing, but you know, taking somebody out with a firearm at a certain range is one thing, but hand-to-hand combat, you know, I mean, I've, you know, slit open a pig and gutted it. You know, I've butchered animals before, but when that is not an animal, it's a person, that's a completely fucking different story. And I was just curious as to, you know, what your take would be on that, you know? Again, I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you don't want to answer, that's all good, man.
I've been within throwing distance for sure that I've talked about, that I will talk about. I mean, that's different than shooting somebody because you're so fucking close. I mean, it's and the damage that it does is a lot more than fucking sliding a knife into somebody or a fucking bullet, you know. It's a lot more brutal. It's screaming, it's gurgling, it's a lot of stuff.
Right.
And
yeah.
You know, it's funny that you asked that question because, like, when The Lord of the Rings was being filmed, you know who Saruman was, right? Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
He was a fucking real James Bond.
Yeah, he was.
Like, if there was a guy that was probably James Bond, that was that motherfucker right
back
there.
in World War II, he was the Bureau of Gentlemanly Warfare.
That's right. And he said, he told them when they were filming the part where Worm Tongue gets killed.
The knife in the
Tom
back.
is going to
Yeah.
stab Saruman in the back. He's like, that's not what a knife sounds like when you're stabbing someone. And everyone got fucking scared. He's like, it sounds like this, you know. So I mean, I'm guessing you're saying almost the same kind of thing. It's the same kind of person, kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. You know.
Well, and also keep in mind too, you know, as a paramedic, I've seen people expire that I was trying to work on and trying to save.
That sucks.
You know,
that's gotta suck.
Yeah, my mom was an ambulance medic, and she told me a lot of stories about that sort of thing. You know, I didn't experience it firsthand like you did, Thump, but yeah, I've heard the stories, and that's, you know,
you have to understand that you cannot save everybody, and that people are going to die. Statistically, just a heart attack, your chances of surviving that heart attack are very, very slim.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. And
yeah,
I've literally had somebody in an active heart attack talking to me and saying, I don't feel right. And then all of a sudden, everything stopped. You know? And then I jumped in and started working on them, and they didn't make it. And so you have to be able to reconcile that in your brain that I didn't take their life, but I mean, it's still a loss of life in front of you. It's a different feeling. And if if you're not prepared for that mentally and strong enough to handle it mentally, it's going to fuck you up.
Yeah, my mother, whenever she come back from an ambulance call, and she said that she was dealing with a myocardial infarction, which is a heart attack. Yeah, you're right, Thump. They defibrillate, you know, because they were advanced life support, so they had, you know, the good stuff on the ambulance, and they try to defibrillate them. They do CPR. They keep them alive best they could. But yeah, you know, even my mother was like, you know, once you have a heart attack, it's pretty much over. And she actually kept tabs on some of her patients, and the people that did survive the heart attacks ended up dying within a month.
Damn, that's
they don't last that long normally, typically.
No, they don't,
because their heart has so much damage. So there's two different types of heart attacks. People don't realize this. There's what they call a non-STEMI and a STEMI. A non-STEMI is a non-ST elevation myocardial infarction.
What's
a STEMI? That's ST is it's part of your systolic? When you get an echo or it's when you get a EKG on your heart, there's a spot on that wave that is an ST. So when that is actually being affected, you're actually killing muscle in the heart. So that would be a STEM. A STEMI is the most dangerous type. It's actively killing muscle. A non-STEMI is just a restriction in blood flow, and it's not actually affecting the muscle yet. It could.
Is that more like a stroke? Is that more like a stroke?
No, a stroke is different. Stroke is completely different.
Okay.
But so a STEMI is the most dangerous, and that can kill you, right? A non-STEMI, you can actually live after having one. And I've had patients that literally had a heart attack, didn't go to the fucking hospital, and survived. And then they got some chest pain, and they went in, and the doctor's like, yeah, you've had a heart attack. And the guy's like, oh, I didn't know. You know, that's a non-STEMI. A STEMI, though, that's the one that makes it feel like there's an elephant sitting on your chest for a male. Women have symptoms of pain and shoulder pain. Men get typically left arm pain and heavy chest pressure. It's not just there's something that's squeezing the air out of your lungs, like you just hurt, or whatever. It's a very specific feeling. And so, like, you know, those types of things, you work on those, like, you see those all the time as a paramedic, and you call a STEMI, the patient's talking to you, and the next thing you know, like, you're putting a tube down their throat, down their trachea, you're hooking up a BVM, you're breathing for them, you got the Lucas on them doing chest compressions, you know, And what a lot of people don't realize is most of the time, all the time, dead people don't get shocked. What you see in the movies is fake. You have to have a rhythm that is shockable. So not all heart rhythms are shockable. And so, like, if you don't have a shockable rhythm, you just keep pumping on the chest and breathing for them, getting that oxygen, moving around until you get them to the hospital, and maybe they'll get a heart rhythm back. But I have not seen it very often. And in 6 years, I've only had a few that actually had a heart attack that died and actually survived. And then their quality of life is shit, because their heart, now the ejection fraction on their heart is damaged, and they're not pushing out blood around their body like it should, and they can't breathe. You hear them huffing and puffing when they take a couple walks because their heart can't put oxygenated blood around the body, and it's just not a good way to live.
Nope.
But yes, I mean, taking somebody's life mentally is draining on you, even if you have a strong mind. There's times it affects me. There's times it doesn't. And I know, though, for a fact, and everybody that knows me, if I have to act, I will act. Yeah. Just what it is. Been there, done that.
Well, this went dark really quick, right?
No, but I mean, Nick did know, so I mean, that's why.
No. I mean, hey,
I don't know.
Everything that we're talking about is a part of life and death. Like, we're going to face it eventually sometime. We may not go out like that, but we're still going to face that end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I asked the guy if he ever slid a knife into somebody, so there's a reasonable expectation this conversation would go dark.
So
that's why it's called Real Talk on the channel. Real Talk.
Exactly.
As a medical examiner, I had a wife sitting there not crying or anything, and her husband's dead on the floor. And what does she do? She starts making dinner for all of us.
Yep.
She's in
shock,
shock, right? Is she in shock?
Oh, absolutely. She was in 100% shock.
Yeah,
it's like everybody takes it different.
Yeah.
Some people hit right away. Some people don't hit right away.
I had a lady punching her dead husband because he died in the hot tub and she was asleep. And so she woke up in the morning and found him. And I show up as the medical examiner, and she's out there punching her dead husband because she was so mad at him because she thought that he drowned because he was drunk.
Oh, shit.
But he wasn't. He actually died of a myocardial infarction, a heart attack. It just so happened he had a drink, but it had nothing to do with it, but she thought he was drunk. I had another lady filming her alcoholic husband on the floor. He'd fall down and couldn't get up and all this, right? And she'd always talk shit to him, and she'd film him on her phone.
Wow, really respectful.
Wow.
Well, he was abusive to her, and she would show him the next morning the video and say, "Look what you're doing to me. Look what you're saying to me. Look how you're treating me."
Oh, that's fucked up. That's all kinds of fucked up right there.
But she wakes up, freaks out because he's dead. He's face first, so pants around his ankles, underwear around his ankles, face first in the tub, blood everywhere, dead. Feet out of the tub, head in the tub. And I look at the scene and I'm like, okay. So then I go out in the living room and I start talking to her, and she told me that night he had been really drunk. He was on the floor. She showed me the video. She said she always records him, and she has a lot of them because he's drunk all the time. And it shows. I mean, there's bottles everywhere, empty. And she went to bed, and she said because he was drunk, she put headphones in. So she didn't hear anything. And I could verify that, and I actually verified that she did do that. And Come to find out, he made his way into the bathroom. He was going to take a shit, fell forward, got over the edge of the tub with his head, hit his face, broke his nose, blood everywhere, drunk, trying to get himself up. There was handprints and slips everywhere. He couldn't get up, and he had what they called positional asphyxiation. It was pushing on his diaphragm so hard in his chest that his lungs couldn't expand, and he actually suffocated from his own weight. So
Wow.
she's telling me all this while she's eating a sandwich, crying, and still cussing him because he was so abusive to her. And I get it.
Why did she stay with him?
Law women do.
She was in her 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, they were really old then, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I mean, Rocky, that's always the $1 million question right there. Why women stay in abusive relationships so long? Just like men, too.
Yeah, like why would a guy stay in a relationship where he's being treated like shit? Like he's
it goes same way with the women who are truly being abused, right?
Yeah.
All right, boys. I got to interrupt you. It's dinner time. I got to grill some burgers, and so I got to get offline, man.
All right,
Peace out, bro.
All right, see you, Mick.
Hate to leave early, but
we won't. Now, Mick, we won't be on Tuesday. July 4th, we'll be on next.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
On it. Because we're not going to probably feel like doing anything Tuesday. So, most likely.
If we do, we'll let you know.
Yeah, if we do, we'll let you know. I mean, it's just a lot of depends. Because me and Thumper, we got a 12-hour drive, and he's driving right now to come get me. So, and that's a 12 hours to North Carolina. So.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I'm going to go grill some fucking meat, and I'll see you next time we do the podcast.
All right, brother.
Salute you.
All right. See you.
Dude, the corn is getting so tall out here, dude.
Yeah. We got that heat now. Got that hot weather now.
It's supposed to be knee high by the 4th of July, but it's like almost fucking 5 feet tall right now.
But you know how it is. You get a lot of rain, then you get that hot weather. Boy, it's just like boom.
We also planted early too.
You know why that is?
We also. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I just said we also planted early around here because we had good weather.
Yep.
The winter was super mild. Like we hardly had any snow. So, yeah. What were you gonna say, Rocky?
I was gonna say that it's been coming to a lot of people's attention that we don't have a 12-month year. It's actually 13 months. How that equals out to seasons, I don't fucking know yet. But we have a 13-month year, and what I've noticed out here is like, it seems like a little bit like a week or two later or before from last year, that's when the season starts. I don't know how to explain it any other way. Like our corn only grows for a certain amount of time, like you guys are talking about in Iowa and all that stuff, right? It's the same thing out here. It's like, the corn is supposed to be good right now, but our corn got better earlier, and now we don't have the corn no more. It's really weird.
Oh, it's tall as shit. I mean,
yeah.
I can't believe how tall it is because it's really shot up. And so, like the old farmer saying is knee high by the 4th of July. That's where that's your benchmark for if you're on time or not. And we're way ahead. So that's a good thing for the farmers because that means the crops are healthy, real healthy. That means good corn and soy. The fucking soy even is doing good. It's taller, and so normally soy by now, if you see like a bunch of old stalks from corn sticking up, the soy is not doing great. But right now there's no stalks, so that means the soy has covered it. It's gotten tall enough. It's actually covered those stalks because those stalks are about 6 inches. So if that soy is over 6 inches, you're not going to see it.
Yep.
It's a nice green field. It's pretty awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So y'all certified now for Wounded Warrior now?
Yep. That summit was so cool, dude. It was fun.
Did you meet
I
anybody?
recommend
cool?
people. I met some cool people. One of the leads there that was doing the training, he was an officer in the Marines, but he was pretty cool. He's a big runner, so I was telling him about the big race that we have every year in my city, and he was like, "Oh, I might come." I said, "If you do, let me know. I'll take care of you, hook you up." But yeah, there's a couple cool people. Did a little bit. We went to the Air and Space Museum, the Smithsonian there, and then walked around there and looked at all the stuff there, all the good stuff. That was pretty cool. I love the air and space stuff.
Nice.
But I think I'm going to plan a trip for me and Landon out to DC because, the Smithsonian's, there's like 33 of them, dude, and most of them are free to go into.
Yep.
So why not, Take a trip and do a big old history trip out there. Go see the monuments and show them the Capitol building and I'll probably drive out. I won't do the flight again.
Shoot. Yeah,
that way
you don't want to get delayed.
Well, yeah, that sucked, dude. I can't believe they did that shit. I'm like, they never fucking hold a plane for me when my planes are fucking running behind.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to strand them there because in Charlotte, it was the last flight from Charlotte to where I live for the night. So they would have, there's like 15 of them. There was 15 from London and one from Baltimore that were running late.
Yep.
And they didn't want to strand them and have to pay for hotels.
It's probably going to the John Deere Classic, wasn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, because that starts on the 3rd, so people are getting there ahead of time. There was a bunch of ABC executives that were flying out on my flight, and the president or the retired president of DMAC.
What is DMAC?
It's a college, university.
Okay. I told my wife that someone was like important that was like a John Deere guy or something like that. I was like, it was like the president of John Deere was on the flight with Thumper. I'm like,
No, they're just going to the John Deere Classic big golf tournament.
So where I live is the founding place of John Deere. So, like, the biggest John Deere plants are here. The world headquarters for John Deere is here. John Deere was basically born here. So they have the John Deere Classic, the PGA Tour Classic, and it's a big one. It's a big one. And yeah, you have all these big names. I mean, Tiger Woods got in big trouble and kicked out of our casino when he was here because he was underage, and he thought that he shouldn't be kicked out of a casino because he was Tiger Woods. And they were like, we don't give a fuck who you are. You're not 21. Get the fuck out of our casino. And they kicked him. So he stopped coming here. He didn't even come here anymore because they kicked him out of the casino. He thought that was wrong. I'm like, you motherfucker. You think you're so fucking important. You're a fucking golfer,
Oh, yeah. See,
But,
that
yeah,
a lot of people don't realize.
like in my opinion, the most famous golfer is not even real. It's Happy Gilmore. I mean,
you'll
Happy
start
Gilmore's the golfer.
you'll start seeing here on my Facebook feed. I'll show you. I can guarantee you there's going to be at least a couple Bill Murray sightings because he's from there too. His grandparents live in Davenport.
Bill
Murray.
Murray.
Yeah, and I used to know his grandparents. They used to live down the street from my friend. And I used to go out there and talk to him all the time. And then Bill would be there and he would come out and talk to me. And he's a cool dude. And it wasn't, he liked to be like, kind of just like, like, hey, yeah, I'm Bill Murray, but I'm a person too, And so like,
what's so sad is he got Me Too'd.
Yeah.
He got Me Too'd, and like I've not heard anything from him in like Dude, some of my favorite movies like Ghostbusters, he's the fucking guy in the movie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
See, Rocky,
yeah.
here's a little history about the John Deere Classic.
I did not know that was a golf thing. I thought it was like they were going out to the company there and having a meeting or some
See, it
shit.
started in 1971 as a satellite event. It did not become an official tour event until 72. So it's been going on that long, right there, Rocky.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's enough.
Yeah, over 50 years. I mean, it's a big thing. I mean, we get the fucking Goodyear blimp in the air and everything for it.
And you got Miller's. Miller's. Brewing is one of the sponsors too for it.
Yep.
Well, boy,
Yeah, anyone says John Deere Classic in the Midwest, they know exactly what it is, even if you're not a golf person. We all know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's big.
Well, boys, it is 8:30 my time. Do you guys want to end it so that you guys can pack up and?
Yeah, because I still ain't packed yet, so it won't take me long. So.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll end it.
And I still got to shave my head. I ain't done that, so.
You don't need to do that.
I'll shave my head. Fuck.
No, you need to. You look like slave right now. You need to get that fucking biker hat. Jesus Christ, like South Park. We'll get you a leather jacket. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna let you. I'm sorry. It's fucking funny. I can't help it. But all right, it's great talking to everybody.
Yep.
Like and subscribe, and please comment, whether you're on Facebook or fucking YouTube. I don't give a shit. Just fucking comment. We'll talk to you. All right. Pfeiffer's departing. There you go.